Hello, it's me, Seth. Mistaken Potatoes. And unfortunately, a Bethesda Net account is required before you can proceed to watch the rest of this episode.
Seth, we're not allowed to do that. Didn't you read the Paizo disclaimer?
Huh?
Didn't you
What?
read the Paizo disclaimer I put on the stream? We're not
I-
allowed to charge people.
Oh, well, no, you just have to. Signing up for a Bethesda Net account is easy. All you have to do
It's
is put
free.
down your name and address and email, and
Social security number.
then you can play Doom. No. Hi, I'm actually here to welcome you to episode 15 of Non-Standard Action. Hardcore. We won't make you sign in to an account. You can technically watch the Twitch stream without signing in, but then you can't chat with us. So, I mean, that, we
That's
like
true.
to
You
chat.
should sign in so that you can, heckle us in chat.
Mhm. With me, as
We're
always,
into that.
is the half-orc soldier who does bad things to Folgers, Gur. I can
Gross.
just imagine him just like he sees like a can of Folgers and he just burns it. Ooh,
Yeah, probably.
I remember it now. She's pale, she's small, and with her friend she knows it all. It's Mouse and Serendipity. Haha, it just came into my brain. There's big smashy boy lizard with entropopic powers, Ninden.
Enter popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
This is really Tom this week, and not Tyler with a proper voice modulator.
I'm sorry, Tom. Is that the guy that played Sherlock?
No, you're
Apocalypse
thinking of
corn chicken?
Bubble Butt Cummerbun.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, thank you.
We have the Riforian Mystic who's got the quick fix fixing people. Caleb.
And ships and everything you can think of.
That's true.
Good
Can
morning.
fix everything now.
Can. Level 6.
Can fix.
Can she fix my just disdain with life?
Can she
I mean,
fix my
she's been
broken
working on it
heart?
slowly but surely.
Oh, hi, Harold.
I'm trying.
Oh, hello.
How's everyone doing this morning?
Doing pretty well.
Good.
here.
Unusually awake.
Unusually awake?
Yeah, you know me. I'm usually for the first half of the stream.
Yeah, you're not even role playing for the first half.
No,
It's
not
just
even a
kinda you.
little.
I don't have to. I am
No.
Gur for the first
Yeah.
half.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
He's
Yeah, no, I've noticed you fluctuating.
personified.
I thought maybe something was wrong. I was actually considering delaying the stream and asking if you were okay, but I guess being awake isn't that bad of a thing.
Well, with all these hard,
Hmm.
coffee is fantastic.
I mean, coffee's a hard drug, right?
Yeah,
You're
caffeine's
absolutely
mega
correct.
addictive.
No, you're absolutely right. The worst drug, caffeine.
I
don't
do
do
drugs
get
with
headaches
kids.
if I don't have coffee.
Yeah, same.
Don't do
Yeah.
school kids. Stay in drugs.
I think you got
Wait.
that backwards, Leaf.
As an elementary school teacher, I have to categorically disagree.
I mean, wait, hold on. What did I say?
Anyway, so yes, as we indicated, we have the genuine article, the genuine Tom here this week. So I happen to be aware of the fact that Tom did listen through the entire episode last week. It would be very interesting if he hadn't. So
Ninden has a brief blackout consisting of about 4 hours of content.
So what just happened?
Who
are
am
we?
I?
What-
Where am
Is that
I?
Wally?
Why do I feel like my voice was different just not too long ago?
Fun fact, Ninden does very much like Wally. I've decided.
Oh, there you go.
Why the fleam do I hurt so much? What happened? It feels like I
Did I
jumped
jump
off
off
a
a
building.
I feel like I had a pronkin giant robot bug fall on me.
I mean, I hope. I feel like Tyler did a good job representing the character. I
Oh
don't know.
no, Tyler did a fantastic job. Echoing Liz's sentiments last week. I think it was Liz that said she wouldn't want him to play her character because she would be too worried that he would play it better. Yeah, Yeah, no, Tyler did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
I,
this should
uh,
really just be the Tyler and Seth show. Tyler can just play all of our characters, and we'll watch.
I don't know about that. I don't want to do that many different voices. I'm not.
And then
you
we
know.
can sleep in.
And you
Yeah.
can watch the show.
I
Oh,
think
this is great.
yeah, I would bring
And
up
then
the
you're not-
show on time
you're-
in chat.
And then
I
you
do
don't
think-
even- and then you don't even.
Yeah, we could
have
just
to
like
play
lay in
Starfinder.
bed, with our tablets, chat with
Yeah.
people.
I do think it
No
would be funny
dice
to hear
rolling.
Tyler, turn
Tyler
into
doing
something.
Harald's voice.
Oh, he could do it.
Oh yes, that should absolutely be a thing.
Tyler is crazy with the voices, man.
I think you actually get him to do a newscaster for next week's show. See if he has time to record something.
Oh man. Yeah.
so that when it
have
goes,
him do like
when we
a-
get the incoming transmission, it like completely fuzzes out, and then we get a newscast.
like the beginning of every episode of Legend of Korra, where there was
Yes,
like
yes.
he could do that. Last time on non-standard action. Blah 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 blah.
Huh. That's a thing.
Oh,
I've
boy.
never actually seen that show.
It's
Oh,
very-
guys, Patrick is calling on us to actually play the game.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
Aw.
I mean,
You came here
he
for
said
Starfinder?
He said, "Let's do this." I mean, that could be. That could
Yeah,
be
maybe
anything.
this
Like,
is like talk about Korra.
maybe-
I don't know. I personally believe he wants us to play Starfinder, and I have no bias or anything like that playing into this.
We could
Alright.
turn into shooting the crit and just talk about Korra the whole time, though.
All right. Well, okay.
Shooting the Crit
I
talks
can-
about Korra.
Sure doesn't talk about Starfinder.
Wow. Whoa.
Low blow, man.
Low blow,
Shots
sorry.
Fired.
Fired, indeed. All right. Well, I guess we'll do a Starfinder or two.
Woo!
Maybe 3 Starfinder. We'll see. I don't know
We're-
what capacity this bottoms out at, so we'll find out together. I have a thing to switch over to. So, are you guys ready? You
So
ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Oh no, we're starting with story time. Story time with
I'm ready.
Competates.
Oh, it's a very short one. It's brief,
Aw.
but ominous.
Yay.
When can I expect the tablet? We see the console of a ship, the metallic components largely cast in bronze and brass, reflecting the burning fires of the sun. I'm approaching the city now, General. Expect a report soon, hisses a voice back at the communications unit. Good. Perhaps once you've corrected your oversight, you could join us again to further our operation. Of course, General, the second voice hisses. I'll await your report, says the commanding tone from the other end of the call before the communication ceases. There's a snarl from the occupant of the cockpit, a red-scaled fist slamming into a small section of the console that has no buttons or screens to disturb. Fingers run over different controls, and the ship thrums in response as it carves its way through the sun. The camera pans up, and in the distance, through the flames, we can see the familiar sight of the Bubble City Noma approach.
Uh-oh. I get the
So-
feeling we're in trouble.
Those were great voices.
Sure,
by the
down
way.
my spine.
Wait, was
Yeah,
the
I
ship flying away from Noma or towards Noma?
We'll find out.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I think the
makes
big
sense,
bad in
but-
our intro has probably sent somebody to kill us.
It was
But we'll
it was
see.
probably General Kime that sent them.
Wow. You're just gonna go ahead and right ahead and just go ahead and say it, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like knowing things, and I like people knowing that I know things.
I mean, we know that name.
We do know
That's
that
true.
name.
It's
name
safe to
has-
assume that
And
there's
you did say General.
yeah, there aren't 2 generals here. That'd be absurd.
You know, I'm just kind of, I'm giving you hints. All these breadcrumbs.
Just gonna leave that breadcrumb there. Push, push.
Just going to point out at this juncture that there can totally be more than one general.
Nope.
No, impossible.
One
one general.
Everybody
general.
knows we only have one general. Come on, Leaf.
Only one, Jen. I have to look up rules for something real quick. I forgot to do this, but I have it now. So, haha.
Rules, where we are going, we don't need no rules.
Actually, where you are currently, you need rules because if I
Lots of
remember correctly, you are currently standing in a section of Noma where you have noticed the bubble shield separating you from the sun, from certain oblivion, is starting to lower. So,
Oh, that's right. We left on a cliffhanger.
a
Yeah.
little bit of a
We are
cliffhanger.
about to get radiated.
Run!
I have
So-
lost sleep over this cliffhanger.
Turn on environmental
You actually?
protections.
I don't
Our
know how much
environmental
that helps
protection
against
should
the
already be
sun.
on. But we should get off of this tile.
So let me ask you a question. So the environmental, and because I like to learn about this system at the same time as some audience members do. I've been told that there are people who are new to Starfinder that listen to our show. So let's figure this out together. That's part of tabletop games. So
I will
You're-
post the link to the armor page in the chat.
okay,
Here-
Everybody can look at it together.
You're
So-
like an RPG Mr. Rogers. I love
a little bit.
Yeah.
So currently, our friends are exposed to extreme heat and low radiation. So what it seems like from radiation effect is that at a low level of radiation, a fortitude save needs to be made.
Armor of 7th level and higher does grant immunity to medium radiation levels.
Mm,
Oh,
but I have level
cute.
7 armor.
if
Your has
but-
level 2 armor.
Yeah.
But hold on, armor protects you against low levels of radiation and grants a
Okay.
+4 circumstance bonus to saving throws against higher levels. So if it becomes medium or higher, Gur still gets a +4 bonus.
Okay.
For instance.
Marvelous.
Yep. And then if you're above 7, you're immune to medium, and you get a +6 circumstance bonus against higher level.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
don't think any of us have level 7, unfortunately.
I don't
We
think
just
so
have
either.
level 6. Yeah, mine is
Yeah.
level 5.
So,
My
as
armor is
as I
level 2.
indicated, you currently this area, as Mouse's radiation detector was able to inform you, is irradiated. The levels are not too high yet, but you do know that if you remain here, it's probably just going to get worse.
Are we in like the dead center
Yeah,
of
let's
the hex?
GTFO. That seems like the best plan.
Oh yeah, let me
Is
switch
there-
it to the map.
Is there a building nearby that we can run to? Not that that's probably going to help against the sun, but
Ooh.
grab one from Thrazi.
There's not really traditional buildings here in Noma. There are some. A lot of them are kind of open concept style, like that manufactory you were in. Apparently here in the city of Noma, where they find the answer by making all answers, they have decided that doors are out.
Fair enough.
I do
And it-
hear that open concept is in.
It is, absolutely. Just knock down that wall, open up the space.
Yeah.
It's a great plan. Can vouch. I do work in real estate. So
What
is it
about-
just the shielding over like the tile we're on, or is the shielding over like the whole city?
It's just the tile that you're on.
Yeah. So
So
let's
how-
let's get off this tile.
Yeah, how far
Oh,
away are we
let's
from
run.
the edge?
Run.
If you would like to ask your friend about that, he will indicate. Soul 653, by the way, is who I'm referring to.
Yes.
Let me pop up an
Oh.
image so that the chat can see.
How cute he is.
Ian
Is very cute.
is a pretty cute robot.
Starfinder Wally.
Oh. Oh, I
Uh,
love it.
That's right. You probably haven't seen it yet because you just listened to it.
No.
Yeah, so he indicates that you're roughly 2,000 feet away from the next hexagon.
Hopefully,
Well-
someone would suggest we spend our party foot on motorcycles.
All right, next time. Next time.
We
All right,
really should
so-
have gotten some motorcycles.
Gur starts running.
Yeah, Geraldo
Yeah.
starts running and wishing that he
Minden
had a
Yeah,
takes off
motorcycle.
after
Yeah.
Gur.
Yep. Yep. That.
Okay.
We are mechanically running, yes, everybody? Where it's
Mechanically running.
four
so,
times.
We are running.
So this I
Yeah.
did look up. So essentially, every round you can move 4 times your speed, unless you have, I think the run feat allows you to move 5 times your speed. I don't think anyone takes that feat.
Jet dash. No, that's just for people who want to go fast.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
mean, jet
we don't
dash
have-
is a thing in my near future, but
we don't have Simon's traditional style character here. So
No, Herald is very off-brand for Simon.
so what is everybody's movement speed?
50,
40.
Oh, Bronk.
50?
30.
50.
30.
25.
Speed suspension.
Okay, so have Gur at 25, Kaylin at 50. Mouse, are you at 30? Is that right?
Yes.
Ninden
40.
and Herald was at 30 also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Kaylin take Fleet?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. I'm considering. Now that I'm not going powered armor.
My build is finally coming together so that I can bounce in, cast a spell, and bounce back out. Do more
Mhm.
battlefield control as we get into higher levels.
This is generally
So-
the time.
Yeah, this is definitely the sort of time where you want to have the speed. So, in this first round, you guys are you're just booking it. I want to point out that you can run a certain amount of rounds in a row, equal to your Constitution score.
Oh,
So, what is everybody's Constitution score?
14.
Burger.
14 for Mouse as well.
Correct.
I assume
then-
Ninden is like 20.
no, he's got an 18.
Oh, only 18? Boo.
Only 18. It's still the highest con score that I've ever seen on one of my characters.
Kaylin
14.
and Herald.
Fun fact, Astrozoans have a -2 to Constitution, so I'm
Oh,
rocking
no!
Okay, so what does that mean that he ends
Oh, that
up
was a
at?
10. That was a 10. You guys groaned when I said it, or what during
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was saying it.
I can't
Okay.
imagine why.
Okay, so immediately amongst the group, you notice that Gurren, his heavier armor, is kind of falling behind. Not by a huge amount yet, but you think compounded, he might end up pretty far behind you. I don't know if anybody has any ideas about that, but
I can use hurry, but I'm the second slowest. I don't know if that'll help.
but if you use hurry, then you don't get the full round.
Yeah. So then I move
Yeah.
at quarter speed.
For once, you actually need like your move action.
Right.
Yeah, it's really novel.
Yeah.
I'm not used to using my legs this much.
Just no, Herald, don't throw that away. Wait, you're gonna need it.
All right. So, are we just gonna? I assume we're just gonna keep running on the second round, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing math here.
Oh
Maths.
God.
Yeah, so Gur's
hey,
doing 25. 4 times that is 100. So he needs like what, 20 rounds?
Kaylin demonstrating that she was probably the cool kid in school, because do you guys remember when you were in grade school and the coolest person was the person who could run the fastest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, I don't know about that.
Kaylin maybe was not the cool kid in school, even though she could probably run the fastest anyway. All right. So I'll just go ahead and keep moving this forward, assuming that you guys want to keep running as long as nothing detrimental is happening, correct?
That is a safe
Oh,
assumption.
Correct.
Yes.
Ninden is keeping pace with, we'll say, Herald. He
Okay.
doesn't. He doesn't want to get too far ahead of
Sure.
the back of the party.
And I'm going to, so yeah, Kaylin is probably just going to keep booking it at her full speed, just because she probably wants to get ahead and try to figure out a solution or something like that, assuming, I don't know,
Yeah.
it seems kind of her.
Get GTFO. Yep.
Yeah,
So-
Mouse is
So
also just dead run.
Yeah.
I guess, Seth, to make it easier, just calculate my speed as, we'll say, 30 feet as opposed to the 40.
Yeah.
So
already
a
did
full
it.
speed of 120. Okay, cool.
I already did it. So at the end of our 6th round, we have Gur at 600 feet, Mouse at 720, as well as Ninden and Herald, and Kaylin at 1200 feet. Just
Haha.
running.
She's
It is-
literally twice as far. as Gur.
Yes. She's like, haha, I'm gonna get to the soccer balls first. But
We're gonna get the good soccer balls. And
Right,
you
yeah,
get
the good
have
one,
to use
and you-
the lame deflated ones.
yeah, the deflated ones, the one where like the sector of ball are like peeling off, and you can see like the like cords underneath the pads. Like the really.
We
lame
get the
ones.
one nice new one that the school bought this year.
Yeah, they were able to afford one soccer ball. That was in the budget. It is at this point, however, that the radiation levels and the heat levels start to go a little higher. At this stage,
Oh, pronk.
at this stage,
Bring it.
every round, you are going to take 15 fire damage.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. So, but what's the temperature?
It does not say anymore. It was at extreme heat. It replaced.
Now it's just
so
flat
the
fire
gauge,
damage.
yeah, the gauge. It starts at ambient heat. Is all it says on the first minute, which you
Right,
guys
so-
unfortunately failed to notice that the thing was dropping during the first minute. During the second minute, it says low radiation, extreme heat. At the third minute, the one that we are currently in, it says medium radiation, 15 fire damage.
So it doesn't even bother saying the actual temperature.
No.
I'm only asking because I have a thermal capacitor that deals in actual temperatures.
Right.
So it'd be nice if they gave you
I-
like.
I mean, thermal
I-
capacitor reduces 5 fire damage. I feel like that tells you how much it reduces.
Yeah.
It's
I-
also the sun.
Yeah, I was.
It
I
is
was
probably
I was just-
hotter.
I'm kind of. I'm trying to paint this brain picture here that you are about to be exposed to the literal sun. Is what is currently occurring.
Okay, no, I just I wasn't certain how far along we were in sun exposure. That's all.
It's not quite there yet.
I mean, I suppose 15 fire damage would be considered hotter than 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So
yes,
Yeah.
if you're taking 15 fire damage, it's probably hotter than that.
we can move on from this.
Yeah, you
I
get to knock off
gladly
5.
cede. I
Okay.
will take 10 fire damage.
So, Seth,
You're gonna
I
die.
asked
well,
an
also-
important question.
No. I also have another thing to tell you about this fire damage. You can make a fortitude save to reduce it a little bit.
Oh,
And we get a +4 for our armor.
All right, let's try.
You don't get a-
that's
For radiation, sadly.
That's for radiation. Yes.
Got it.
So we need to be making
Ah,
2 fort saves.
Mouse got a 15.
Seth, am I right? Is that 2 fort saves we're going to be needing to make?
Just based on the fact that I don't want you. It's only low radiation still, but it's going to move on to medium radiation the next minute. So we'll go with that. So you're okay as far as the radiation goes, but we've got fire damage incoming.
Yeah, those are not great fort saves.
Oof,
You got a
okay.
couple
Now
of
they're
9s, 13.
Speak for yourself. Gur got a 20.
So with this fort
Sure, we'll be
save,
okay.
with Ninden, Mouse, and Gur, you reduce that damage from 15 to 7.
oh, nice.
I'm really only
Herald.
taking 2 then.
Right.
Nice.
Herald and Kaylin are going to be taking the full 15. Unfortunately, I guess
Minus
Kaylin's
5
only
and
taking 10
Yeah.
because she's a summerborn. That's right.
I was
now
born on the
for-
sun.
Now for my important question: did we take a 10-minute rest before this debacle?
I don't remember.
presume
I know
so.
that one happened before the fight inside the manufactory, but
We took it.
Oh.
We took a 10-minute rest before we came out here.
I would assume
Okay.
so, just
Yeah.
because
That's happy because I
people took some
had
damage.
25 stamina points. Now, follow-up question: how many
Uh-huh.
rounds are in a minute?
10.
10?
It was
yeah,
10
there
in
were 10 rounds.
Pathfinder. I don't know if they changed
10
it to
rounds in a
Starfinder.
minute.
Okay.
So yeah, for the remainder here, let me do some some maths. I'm gonna do maths. So
Math
if we do
finder.
GUR's 25 times 10, that's times 4. That's 1,000 more feet that he can make it. So that would bring him up to 1,600. Mouse.
Gur is so dead.
I don't know. I feel like your thermal
Yeah.
Fine, you
capacitor
can
is
make
gonna
fort
help.
saves.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm
You're
actually a
fine,
bit more
buddy.
worried about Herald. He
Well,
has
Herald is
not a
going
lot of
faster.
hit points. It's true, but he has garbage fortitude and no fire resistance and garbage hit points.
Let's see,
Well.
30. And Herald can make it another 12 hundo. Okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to make sure where everyone's gonna be at the end of these rounds before we start doing the checks.
Yeah.
Kaylin's free and clear. Like, she doesn't need to worry about it. She's gonna make it. The only thing we have to find out about Kaylin is how many more rounds she has to put up with, which is not gonna be many. Let's see.
Ignore that, by the way.
I think she has to do 3 more. Yeah, Kaylin has to do 3 more of these, and then she's fine.
3 more fortitude checks.
Yeah.
Let's
But
get those out of the way.
yeah, let's just get Kaylin's out of the way, because I'm sure Kaylin's gonna be fine. Okay,
Oop.
so Kaylin would take 2, and then 10, and then 10 fire damage.
Okay.
So that's what we're dealing with here. Now for the rest of you. So, for the rest of you, you cannot, unfortunately, get to the end within 10 rounds. So, let's just go ahead and have everyone give me another round of fortitude. Oof. Oh, Herald.
Just gonna wait on this side with some
Oh, Herald.
Herald
She's got
starts
some
to
aloe.
secures ready.
Herald
as they
starts
come
to
out.
cook.
It
Oh,
just,
no.
It starts to shrivel like a shriveled
anybody-
starfish.
Anybody smell fried calamari?
So let me give you the DC just to make this easier. If you hit 13, you take 7 damage. If you don't hit 13, you take 15 before reducing the damage. So Gur once again would take 2 damage here. Mouse takes 7. Ninden takes 7. Herald takes 15.
Hang in there, Captain.
Whoa!
All right. Another round.
So how far behind everybody am I at this point?
At the end of these saves, let's see. We're going to see what to do. You would be at 1,600 feet, while the others are at 1,920.
Oh,
Wow.
so we're gonna make it no problem. So yeah, Ninden would probably hang out and make sure that Gur gets there.
So there's only 1 roll per minute, not per round?
Let me double check that, because if it is per round, that is extremely brutal.
Yeah.
No,
I'm-
it is.
Yeah,
It's,
no.
it's at the end of the minute. It's at the end of the minute.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Okay.
yeah, we
I
good.
think I'll be okay.
So we have 1 more for everyone, basically.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Gur rolled his already.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Yeah!
Oh my
Oh.
god! 2 nat
Woo.
20.
Yeah.
So
Yay! Mouse
This
rolls
is-
27. She's been, she's been working on her cardio. Like, she was a nerd, but ever since Serendipity came into her life, she's really been working on, improving her meat shell. So,
Yeah. So actually, Kaylin took less damage than I thought before. Take off one of those 10s.
You got it, boss.
However, as this is, as you guys were saving for the next minute, we are currently in medium radiation, which means that I will need another fortitude save, and this is going to be with a +4 to your roll.
Nice
Yay.
job, everybody.
Yay.
Yeah,
everyone's fine. Everyone saves against the radiation. However, this time the fire damage is a little bit more extreme. It's going to be 30 fire damage, which you all managed to save against. So it's going to be 15 fire damage before reductions.
Goodness gracious.
All right, but then we're through.
But then you're through. You make it to the other side.
Anybody?
Back to Mr.
15 is with reductions, you said.
Yeah,
with
that's
reductions?
half of 30, and I said before reductions in case you have like
Okay.
some sort of fire reduction, like a
Right,
Gur
so
does.
Gur
Really
took,
for distance.
so
Gur
Gur
took 10. Yeah.
Ninden will lean against whatever, I guess, like a wall that we made it through or whatever, and he'll, if not, he'll just put his hands on his knees.
Oh, I did forget a certain thing.
No, Mouse is
dear.
looking
Oh,
so
no.
crispy.
No, I
so
was
crispy.
I forgot about the part the part that I actually did research, and that was the Constitution scores. The Constitution rolls that you have to make in order to
Oh,
continue
right.
running.
yeah.
But yeah, we're past it.
Yeah.
That could have been a lot more crazy if I had
Adrenaline
properly
kicked
planned
in.
Let's not.
for it. I don't know. I kind of want to see you guys burn to death. I don't know. It'd be kind
Yeah,
of
you
fun.
do. Yes.
Is anybody into hit points and need a heal?
Gerald
No.
is deeply into hit points.
Oh,
Roll, Captain.
Captain, come here.
Gur, so Gur comes walking out of the, the heat, whatever it looks like. His armor is just glowing red hot. He slides back the visor, and he's got the stogie there. It's almost completely burnt through, and he's just sweating, just like, oh my god, what was that?
Guys, the sun is really hot. That was not great.
Mouse's ears are burnt, like the tips
Oh,
of them
no.
are crispy,
Oh no.
where they poke out from her hair.
So yeah, Soul 653 just kind of turns around to just quietly observe you as you stop moving and catch your breath. I'm sure everyone's a little bit winded right now.
I bet it's not is it familiar with the need for organics to catch their breath? Like,
Maybe. I don't think that it's in its designation to know that. I don't think it needs to know that. It probably knows that oxygen is required. But the way that I think that it is probably aware of that is kind of like looking at a recipe. Where it's like, oh, in order for this to exist, this and this and this are required, and oxygen is there. And it doesn't quite know why the oxygen is required, but it knows that it is.
Trying to figure out how Gerald is reacting to all this. I feel like what he'll do after he gets through that is just like thwomp to the ground, but like his thwomp is much more impressive because it's more of like a splash,
Yeah.
and it just kind
can
of
totally
oozes out, and
Mhm.
like his eyes sort of roll through his like body mass that like seeps through the streets and eventually runs out, and then like all of it just sort of like steams in the night or day.
Having expected this,
Yikes.
Kalen touches him with a Mystic Cure.
well, like,
Goodness. For
If you've
18.
ever-
That's not
if
bad.
you've ever
18.
had like a pet who was really hot one day, and they just kind of like almost
Lay
melt.
down. Yeah.
It's like that, except it just keeps melting.
Yeah, he does. He
you know?
does in fact melt. That is in his power portfolio.
That is in his power portfolio. He's like that guy from Sky High.
Sure.
Moving on.
I never saw that one, unfortunately. It came out. I remember I saw it. I saw posters for it, but I never saw it. Anyway, Soul, after looking at everyone, like, is everyone all right?
After 10 minutes, Gerald is all right.
I think we will be.
Does that does that? And she's like testing parts of her face to see how burned they are by like touching them, like her nose and stuff.
Does that ow, ow. Does that happen often?
Oh, yes. That is referred to as the sunsetting protocol.
What does it do? Why does it exist?
So now that you're at the safety of the next hexagon of the city, it gestures towards the hexagon that you just left, where the shield is dropping, and you can see as the tall structures, the overgrown experiments are being slagged by the sun. But the shield keeps the slag in place and kind of lowers it down to the bottom of the hexagon. When experiments have run their course, or at certain times gotten out of control, this protocol is used to reduce all of the experiments down to a polyfluid by the reclaimers.
That's really cool, honestly.
So, what?
You're just a little fascinated with it.
So wait, does that mean that there was an experiment that had gone out of control in that hex we were in?
I'm not certain. All I know is that the protocol was enacted, so the experiments had either run their course or they had gone out of control.
But
Do
you were in the hex. Don't they
Yes.
evacuate units before sunsetting a hex?
As I previously indicated, my IFF sensors have been damaged. Unfortunately, I am no longer receiving pertinent information in terms of the operations of Nova.
As I've
I
previously
see.
indicated, is that like as per my last email?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Yep.
Do you know when that's gonna happen again?
Unfortunately, I do not.
As he has
As
previously indicated.
indicated.
Come on.
Oh, Pronk.
Well, I
So we'll
guess we
stop
should
it.
hurry up then.
Yeah, take a 10-minute rest.
So yeah, you can watch during this rest. The actual sun. You can see the solar plasma dipping into what is otherwise a perfectly formed bubble, just in this one hexagonal sector, just coming down, and it just everything gets melted into this molten slag that just rests on top of the hexagon. And by the time you're done with your rest, the procedure is already over, and the shield has been restored. And you can watch as reclaimers rush by and start to work on gobbling up the material.
Nom 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 nom.
That is fascinating. Also, Gur spent his 10-minute building a foam grenade.
Can you build a grenade and rest? I don't think you can do both.
He didn't rest. He just built the grenade. He only took like I'll tell you here, 14 points of stamina damage. So
Oh.
why spend a resolve on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nenden's not resting either. He took a little bit more, but he also has a little bit more. Ninden has blind sense heat within 30 feet. Seth, would that give me an advantage to noticing? It was my level 6 discipline. Would that give me an advantage to noticing if that's going to happen again with a perception check, perhaps?
Sure.
Okay.
Alternatively, if we're worried that that'll happen again, we could just take a slightly longer route by sticking to the edge of whatever hexagon we're in, so that if a hexagon is sunset, we can quickly exit to the adjacent one.
That's a great idea, Captain.
Yeah.
Does anybody have survival?
Gur does.
I have a rank.
Yeah, go
Gur-
ahead.
Gur's
Go ahead.
actually-
And... Gur actually.
Got him.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Ninden.
Nat 20. It's,
Okay.
he could still probably beat me though.
Yeah.
We're continuing a trend from last week, where
Yeah.
where Ninden just for whatever reason is just incredibly ready for today. Like he's just ready. Like,
Just,
He's
you know,
waiting. He was going to the sun. Gotta get ready.
Yeah, so as you're starting to devise that plan, just based on what Kalen was able to and the map that you were able to create, you determine that you're actually probably only 2 hexes away from the core at this point, directly south of it. We'll say that this is the one, pointing at the map, that just got slagged. So you you now have found yourselves in this hex, so you can just proceed straight to the core compared to the rest of your journey. Seems like it'd be pretty quick.
Yeah, following
I'll
the
take it.
rules of tabletop RPGs, I think that disaster can only happen once. Just like when you travel, just like when you like travel overland, you'll have at most one wandering monster encounter, regardless of how far you travel. I mean, sorry, meta narrative. Yes, okay, let's just rush to the core and be done with it.
So what I'm hearing is push core.
Yeah, we push the core.
We have to rush the core.
Solo mid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not solo. We're all here.
It's a mid lane push.
It is.
Mid lane push.
Yeah, we're gonna
Like-
be screwed if they try to do a pincer maneuver, right?
A closey
dozy,
All the
yeah.
things.
So a couple people were jungling on left and right lane. So now there's some extra mobs on those lanes.
I
so
immediately regret this.
it's taken as a feint. Like it looks like there's going to be a push happening in the side lanes, but you all just kind of shoot up the middle, and there's only going to be one person there, and they're going to not know what to do against an entire team.
And we'll take the core.
LOL. Anyway, go ahead. I assume that we're just going to go ahead and move on to the core.
Yeah, good game.
Yes.
Yes.
Good game, guys.
GG.
Good lord. GG easy. GG no re. All right. Yeah. We are all nerds. It turns out.
What?
I don't
No.
You're
know.
just learning this now.
No, I just thought it might be a good time to let you know, in case you didn't.
This, dear listener, is the time when Seth tells you all that we are all nerds.
It's,
In case you
All right.
hadn't caught on.
um,
In case the Starfinder actual play show did not tip you off.
as you continue along your path northward, space north, I do really like the Starfinder convenient description that everyone just kind of agreed to have cardinal directions on spaceships and stations. Like, let's just have those just because, even though they don't make any sense, it'll help people get around.
I will at this
Because it's
juncture point out
convenient.
that the space compass actually points to Absalom Station.
Well, there is that, but every starship has a north, south, east, and west, or at least
Well,
most of them do.
Isn't north just towards Absalom?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay. Well, in that case, it's a lot weirder than I thought it was. Never mind. We can go on from here because it's
Yep. Good
Yeah,
try
either
at a
way.
well, actually, though.
Well, actually,
anytime I get the chance.
so as you continue along your path, your imagination is challenged time and time again as you come across new experiments of boggling scope and aim that are taking place in almost every section of each hexagonal sector that isn't designated as a main thoroughfare. Ultimately, you arrive at the northernmost hex, and after a small chirping sound, Soul 653 says, "We are near the core."
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I like to imagine Gur probably had to drag Mouse away from a couple of the experiments. She had her face pressed up against the glass or whatever.
Yeah, like
Oh, what are they doing?
Come on, Mouse. It's feeling like it's getting a little hot again.
Oh, okay. I guess. Huh.
Mouse snaps a couple pictures with her phone.
653, I don't suppose you can give us an idea of what to expect in the core? Since your IFF is disabled, you can't really tell them that we're friendly.
All interaction I have had with the core is with the data transference module at the entrance.
Well, let's try to interact with that then.
So, after you do a little bit of searching in this neighborhood, you find nestled in the shadow of a massive structure the size of a skyscraper. There's a silvered building that is roughly 40 feet tall, with some sections in the middle rising higher than that. Parts of it are damaged, and they've been patched back together and held up by the familiar purplish metal that you're used to seeing here in Noma. It appears whatever material the core is made out of, it cannot be reclaimed, or if it can, the polyfluid takes this purple hue anyway. And Soul gestures towards it and says, "This is the core. This is where I must go."
How do we get you in?
You don't have to do anything grim like jumping off a platform into a molten pool or something, do you?
Doo-doo-doo. It doesn't quite know how to answer that, and it says, "No, I simply must interact with the data retrieval module."
Well, go to it, I suppose.
You do see that there is an entrance to this building that looks to be about 10 feet high and 10 feet wide, and it indicates that that is where it needs to go. And in fact, we'll go ahead and wheel forward, and as if suddenly possessed, like it's almost as if some sort of programming has taken over. And then for a moment, Soul 653 stops, turns around and chirps at you, and it says, this unit has arrived at the analysis passage. I appreciate your assistance in reaching this point. I will no longer be able to provide my function as speaker. If you require additional guidance through Noma, I recommend that you seek out an available speaker unit. Farewell." After saying that, it turns again and speeds around the corner. You don't quite see what happens next, but from around the corner you hear a number of mechanical whirs, hisses, and clangs.
Called it! Called it!
No.
But we had grown so attached. We rush after him.
Near, far.
We'll actually go, boom, to the map. We are in dungeon mode, friends. I have music for the core. My name is Soul653, and I have music for the core.
You're back.
My music's not good enough.
So just beyond the entrance is a square passage that, just from eyeballing it, appears to be perfectly measured and cut. The structure of the ceiling and the walls are formed with hexagonal plates which almost seem to absorb light. The level of light sinks surprisingly rapidly. In fact, so much so that it seems pitch black only 20 feet in. So I guess it's probably good for me to get this out of the way now. Who here can see in the dark?
Gur can 30 feet.
Yep.
We're all
30 feet? It's not 60?
Hold on. 60.
I thought it was 60.
Yeah, 60 is
Yeah.
pretty standard.
No, 60 is the standard. Sorry, I thought it was 30 for some reason. Wow, I'm not as awake as I thought I was.
Ninden can as well.
Okay.
60.
Mouse sure can't.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I almost would
Wait a
expect a
second.
gnome to be able to see.
Yeah, actually,
I'm gonna
hold
say,
on.
hold on, no. Gnomes can see in the dark, can't they?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Sverfneblins can.
They're like miners.
I think we have like
Sverfneblins.
low,
Yeah, I think
I think
gnomes
they're
have
like-
low light. They're fey.
low light.
Okay.
Kaylin also has low light. I don't want to shed light or don't want to see in the dark.
Ooh.
Shedding
Are
light
you
would
at
be
the-
helpful to me. Just
Are you at the
saying.
point where you blind us with that yet, or?
No, I don't blind yet.
Okay. I think that's next level or 9th level or something. Star Shaman is so cool.
Well, and I can choose not to
pretty neat.
blind and just shed light.
Okay.
How many times per day can I use my starlight form? This is the question we need.
We might also have, like, a flashlight or something.
Oh, everybody does. Yes, everybody also has a flashlight because it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
comm unit,
Does-
which is built into your armor.
Does Astrozoan have dark vision?
Yeah, it's built in.
Really interesting.
Comes standard.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he also has his camera equipment, which I imagine is emitting light of some sort.
Your imagination is key here, since I don't think you said anything.
No, I would imagine that the camera would have some sort of flashlight mounted on it.
That means it does now.
Okay.
Whoa, where'd that flashlight come from?
Marvelous. I was hoping for more of like a found footage thing, so like it only has night vision, so like that weird grainy green, whatever. So once Rawl's the only one left alive, and he's like clawing his way out of here. Wait, hold on, sorry.
That was
A
last
little ahead of
campaign.
myself.
So
Oh yeah, you're right.
you approach the corner that you saw 653 go bolting past. I would like a perception check.
Before we do that, I'm gonna cast Dark Vision on me and Mouse.
Yay!
So we have Dark Vision for the next 6 hours.
Oh well,
60
you're
feet.
gonna, that's only gonna be half of this dungeon. I'm just joking. Let's see here.
Hey, not half bad for actually that's exactly half bad for a perception check for her.
28 for Mouse.
Okay. And Kaylin. Okay, of course, Kaylin.
33.
Right after casting Dark
Well
Vision on herself and Mouse, Kaylin and Mouse, even though it's weird, there is a large pit directly ahead of you, but you almost don't notice it just because it's made out of the same material and because the edges are so perfect that you might have just walked right into it, but you notice it in time.
But luckily,
Gur goes to
Hey.
walk into it.
Gert, watch out. Hit Gert.
Oh, good lord, where did that?
Right here.
if you
She's
look-
holding Gert by the collar.
If you look down, you can actually see the last bits of Soul 653 being dismantled and tucked away into different compartments.
oh my
and-
god, I pretty much completely called it.
You super
Oh.
called it. Like when you said that, like my lips in real life tightened up. I was like,
I see. Oh boy. All right. Well, that's horrific, but looks like we could jump this fairly easily, right? Maybe.
Oh yeah,
I should
Okay.
say so.
that's a pretty low
Anybody
DC athletics check, I think, right?
10 feet. Yeah.
Horizontally, yeah, I think it's a 10.
I think
With a running start.
Ninden could probably just throw Mouse. That would probably
Woo!
work.
Excuse you.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
right.
Gur's business.
Yeah, Gur and I have a pre-existing arrangement that
That's
he
right,
is the
that's
one who
right.
throws me.
That's right. I'm sorry.
In fact, Gur will offer. Would
What
you
did I
like some
miss?
assistance?
Yes.
All right,
And-
we can finally get to
And
do
Mouse reseats her goggles.
Just go
Yeah, the
ahead and
DC
make.
is equal to the number of feet you were attempting to jump horizontally.
Oh, so very easy.
As long as you can get a running start.
Yeah, which you can. Yeah. For Gur though, let's just do grenade rules. Just roll an attack
Oh my
roll.
god.
Oh well,
A
that's
living
impossible
weapon.
to fail. Okay, cool.
Fastball special.
So Gur just kind of like
We're gonna give her a range increment of 10 feet though. So.
deal. So he'll stand right up at the edge there. Stand right up at the edge there. Crack his knuckles and say, "All right, Mouse, I'm gonna need you to kind of tuck into a little bit of a ball. Kind of think grenade.
Oh,
Think-
yeah, she's there.
Grenade." And
I
then,
am the ball.
yes. And then he'll just he picks her up and he oh, here we go, perfect.
You have a grenade attack. We can just use that attack roll.
I just needed to change the name real quick.
Oh, I see.
Here we go.
Improvised mouse.
Mouse.
Oh yeah.
And I get a 26 to hit.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Mouse has an explode 10 feet property and extinguish. Look at that.
Ignore that. That's my foam grenade I just made. I didn't change the special properties.
I assume you're just like aiming right here.
Yeah, I'm just chucking her to the other side.
Mouse, you are effectively thrown to the other side of the pit.
Woo!
He just kind of picked her up by like the, I don't know, the scruff of her collar or whatever, and just.
All right. So in that case, everybody else who's just jumping, let's get a quick athletics check.
Ninden gets a 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take 10 if possible and get a 21.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Oh.
you take 10?
Why not?
No, I can't.
Can we
Everybody cross
assist
your
her?
fingers.
Did
All
you
right,
want
Let's
to
Ninden-
assist her.
Okay.
Ninden will
To
stand on the
assist
other
with a
side ready
jump?
to catch.
Yeah,
Ah,
someone
that
on both
would be an
sides.
assist. Okay, here we go. Ah!
Alright, we're gonna need an assist.
Ninden catches.
Yeah, actually, that would be the assist if you want to roll an athletics.
Catch me! Catch
Oh.
me!
Yeah.
Ninden catches Caitlin.
Kronk.
It gets caught.
Whew, whew, ah,
You're
I
burning-
hate
you're-
heights.
All my good rolls.
Yeah, you're burning through your 20s there.
I got an 18
Ninden.
on my own jump. I got a 20 on the freaking assist. This bodes ill for any fights, but we're not gonna have any fights, right? Right,
No,
Seth?
fights
no,
here.
there's no combat in this episode.
And
Can
then
I-
we'll
do you
be.
think- do you think I can top fighting the sun?
That's true. That is as somebody said, that's a bold choice for
Yeah,
a boss
Crow
fight.
said that, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're taking the lead, creeping forward.
Hello?
Sort of, yeah.
Anyone here?
So, as you enter this area, this chamber's walls are honeycombed, including the door you came through. There are 4 exits. The 3 exits to the south have panels sealing them, except for the easternmost one. You see here that someone has utilized a creative solution to get through the panel. Solution that involved some violencing, most likely. Etched into the floor below you, you see a series of lines and symbols that are blurry in some spots and clear in others. It appears to be a massive schematic of some kind.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll capture this with the camera carefully.
Yeah,
Can we
if you're-
study it with any sort of skill check?
Yeah. Engineering?
There's actually not really a check that you can make here. I figured that Mouse and Gur would be interested in taking a look at it. As you examine it, it doesn't take you long to come to the conclusion that it doesn't make sense, but it also does. There are features of this schematic that do not seem possible, but also follow some new kind of logic, one that you're not familiar with. You suspect some kind of interdimensionality is at play here. You can record it for further examination later, if you like.
We
Interdimensionality.
do that.
with his own device, Gur will record.
You looking at this breached door over here, you see some further evidence that the creative solution involved used violence, in that there is a snub breaching gun with 22 shells leaning against the wall there.
Oh, Gur is just so into that. He's like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And he picks it up and checks it out, and he grabs
Kinda rude.
like the shells too. And oh, you guys, have you ever seen these? Oh, it's you can use them to just to do stuff like that. You just blow holes in things.
Rude.
Isn't that what your grenades do?
Well,
We're very happy for you, Gur. Peeks around the door.
So,
Pats Gur on the shoulder. Goes to peek around the door.
so if you want to give me an engineering or mysticism check in regards to this breaching gun.
18.
Check that it's not cursed. 24.
To Mouse, it looks
oh,
kind of fancy.
I am just
So-
rolling garbage today.
That's okay. You're gonna trade with Ninden when the combat starts. You're gonna be the king, and Ninden's gonna be rolling natural
Krunken.
ones. all
Krunken.
over
I'm
the
gonna
place.
be punching my face in the in the face. Punching my face in the face is what I think I
He's
said.
gonna accidentally throw the Spear of Fates and hit Gur with it.
Oh, I hope that was the highlight of the game so far for Gur.
Oh yeah.
Caitlin, however, using your mystical knowledge, you can identify patterns, symbols, and even bits of language that indicate that this snub gun, this scatter gun, was probably made by salamanders.
What?
Salamanders.
I'm
Like
sorry,
the
was it a
fire creature?
snub breaching gun?
Yeah, snub breaching gun. I can find
Oh.
what book that's
No,
from.
I just found it. It's
Okay.
in
Now-
armory.
Now,
Yeah,
when you say salamanders,
Yes.
like a faction of people called the salamanders, or live giant salamanders?
No, like, are you familiar with the Are you familiar with the
It's
race
it's a fantasy
salamander?
race.
Oh, nope. I'm
Okay.
not.
They're hot
Well,
boys.
That
This is-
explains that. That is a gap in my knowledge. That's okay.
This is made by salamanders. This is a salamander manufacturer.
If there's a gap in your knowledge, it may be a gap in the audience's knowledge too. Should fill us
Yeah,
in,
is there
too.
some check we can do?
Sorry. Is
Culture
Yeah.
salamanders or mysticism?
Considering their origin, I think both would probably work, especially considering that they're involved in the culture of the archipelago.
Harold got a 25 culture. Kalen got a 26 mysticism. We've got it covered.
Well, I mean, Kaylin obviously knows what a salamander is, just kind of based on what the fact that she
previous
recognized it. So, salamanders are a race of creatures from the plane of fire, much like the Ifriti. They are snake-like. They have mostly snake body, but they have a pair of arms, and they are generally red-scaled. They're known for being immune to the fire, and in fact being able to infuse many elements of their day with fire, manifesting in the ability to make any attack that they do have some sort of fire-related damage associated with it. They're fire snakes. Fire snake
Fire
people.
snakes.
That's pretty cool.
Fire boys.
so what does that mean
It
about the
probably.
weapon?
Well, it,
That it was made by salamanders.
Yeah, all that it means about the weapon is that it's made by salamanders.
Is it
It does
possible
not
that-
have any special magical properties. It just that's where it came from.
is it possible that the ship that was here before us had salamanders? Or maybe had salamander weapon construction?
Certainly possible. A lot of the evidence we're finding suggests that these other visitors are coming from the plane of fire, and not from the Pact Worlds.
Alright. But we're not sure why it's just sitting here on the floor and not, Well, one wonders what happened to the person who wielded it.
Yeah.
It's possible that they were in such a hurry that they forgot it on the ground, but
It's Pronkin
it's also
heavy.
possible that there's another creature in here that took care of them. Maybe one of those reclaimers?
Well, let's find out together. I advance into C3.
Okay.
Ninden will rush after Harald,
so
shaking
we're not
his head.
going after either of the two doors on the southern side. Going
Oh.
straight to the east.
It didn't look.
Oh, there are
very-
doors.
Oh yeah, there are
Doors.
doors. There are doors. I described that
Doors.
there are 3 exits. There's one here, there is one here, and then there is this one. This is the obvious one.
I see.
So I'm just letting you know that you have choices in case you were not aware.
No, they just
I'm
don't
totally
look
fine
like
with going on to
doors.
C3.
I opened this one, the left one.
The left one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Captain.
Boom.
What have we told you about opening doors?
Ooh, a hallway.
He's the worst at opening doors.
A long hallway.
Ninden peeks around the corner. Oh. Goodness. There's nothing else. We just see a long, empty hallway.
It's a very long hallway. Let's see. Let me find, because I do have a description for this area. So the hallway retains the shape of the previous one, the one that you entered when you passed through this door. You notice some features you see some light fixtures along the left side, but this hallway is obviously not designed for any kind of aesthetic purpose. It almost seems like it was just kind of created, like, just only for some sort of weird computer brain reason. It's whoever made this structure does not have any kind of idea of what an organic race might want or need out of a structure. It's just a completely flat hallway. It's like a Minecraft hallway with nothing in it.
Yeah, 2 by 2.
Yep.
I'm afraid my
Captain,
Yeah.
do you think we should perhaps open that other door back there to see what's in that room before we go down this hallway all the way?
Sure.
Yeah.
Harald opens
Mouse
this door.
beats him to opening it.
Damn.
Boom.
Ah,
Another hallway, huh?
look at that.
This one's a little different.
There's
There's doors at the end.
There's
There's
doors at the
doors
end
at
of
the
each
end.
hallway. So
Hmm.
in this door, let's see, coolly toned walls. Let's see here. Let me. I started too late in the writing I had. I'm skipping around here. Okay. Most of what you've seen is already here in Nikora would be referred to as featureless, with coolly toned walls that lack decoration. This room seems to up the ante. A room that appears completely functional. Who did we lose?
We lost. There he is. He's back.
He's back. Haha. This room seems to up the ante. A room that appears completely functional, though for what purpose you're not sure. It may just seem like a no-frills hallway. What you do notice is it seems to slope ever so gently upward as it travels farther south.
Huh. That's weird.
All right, team. I have a weird idea here. I just get the feeling that this room is is like 9 higher than the previous room. And maybe we should just do one that's 1 higher.
Uh-huh.
Are you saying there's an
Metagaming.
order?
I'm just saying that there's maybe an order. We were expected to consume the rooms of this building.
I don't necessarily agree.
This
You
is
know, these doors wouldn't be here if we weren't supposed to explore them yet.
Sounds like some prunk and crazy Astro Zone feng shui stuff to me. I don't know.
Kayla
I mean,
shrugs.
these doors would have plot armor on them if we weren't allowed to get through here yet.
You guys, you're never gonna let that go. You guys are never gonna let that go.
No, Kaylin, we will not.
The door is locked. It's super locked.
It needs,
No,
this
you
one
can't
needs a key.
engineer it. This one needs a key. You have
Well-
a lockpicking skill of 100.
You need a
But
key
you
for
need a
this one. Shut up.
Okay. Without other people pushing hard against it, Harald will take a step back and explore this interesting
Yeah,
room.
okay. Okay, fine. We'll just be thorough. We'll be thorough.
I'm very thorough.
All right.
Mouse is all about continuing down this hallway.
Oh, is Mouse going?
Oh,
down
we're
that hallway
splitting
on
the
her own?
party.
Are you
Oh
going
wait,
off by yourself?
oh wait, no, sorry, I misunderstood. Fine.
All right, now that we've explored all 3 of our options, let's go
Mhm.
back to the first one.
You have room and hallway and sloped hallway. Sorry.
Yeah, sort of more of a shoot.
It's a little bit more of a shoot. All right. So in this room, the center of this room, you see a 15-foot wide pit. Surrounding that, the floor from the outward walls slope down towards said pit, like a tiered funnel. Hanging above the pit is a crane with an attached platform made of some sort of metal mesh. Scorch marks are blasted into the curved wall of the pit, having destroyed a few shiny black panels. The faint smell of hot glass and melted plastic is in the air. As you approach the pit and look down, what you can see appear to be a couple of weapons and a kind of fabric, soaking in a shallow pool of this polyfluid substance you've become acquainted with.
At the bottom of the pit, you mean?
At the bottom of
Cycler?
the pit.
Oh, are there controls to the arm anywhere?
Yes. Though I would like a perceptione check.
Woo!
Can do.
You got it, boss.
All I have
Does
is a
Kaylin
perception
have?
check.
Mouse
Yeah,
got a
psychokinetic.
31, a nat 20.
I
Oh.
do
What was that question? Going on?
not have psychokinetic hand.
Ah,
That's
man, that would be cool.
That
Right.
would be useful in this situation. Well, I don't think any of us beat Mouse's 31.
No, Kalen and Mouse once again, perception duo extreme. As the boys are I guess probably not Herald, but Ninden and Gur are like, ooh, guns. You notice that the plating along the side of the pit, you see movement.
Uh-oh.
And what you actually start to see is through the damaged panels, what appear to be some sort of that polyfluid ooze at the bottom starts to come out of the panels and start creeping upwards towards the top of the pit.
I don't like that.
Guys, that looks like it's alive.
It's probably
Or
just
moving.
trying to
What?
repair the damage.
Oh my god. Thanks,
High
I hate
five.
it.
So, being
Think we
aware
already
of this ooze seeping upward, what would you all like to
That,
do?
not that one.
Step away from the pool.
Is everyone else just kind of
Agreed.
remaining where you are?
Yeah,
Ah,
no, I'll back up a little bit.
Okay.
Also getting out my weapon.
So what starts to happen is it's unignorable now. The ooze starts to come up over the surface of the pit, but it doesn't stay on the ground. It starts to manifest in an amorphous form, like some sort of giant purplish amoeba that starts to come out of this. Now, you have encountered something similar to this. It takes the form of an ooze-like creature, much like the one that you encountered all the way back on the Breath of Embers, except for one difference. This one is quite large.
Huh!
Oh, he's
Oh
a big
no.
boy.
Ah!
Oh, it's.
Oh
quite
no,
large.
it's an assembly ooze! But
It's an
huge!
assembly ooze.
It's something
Oh,
like an
no.
assembly ooze. The way it's posturing itself, it seems to be very interested in either you or your equipment.
Yeah,
No.
Oh,
weird.
my precious, precious things.
You want initiative, don't you?
I mean, it would probably be a good idea. Hold on, let me clear first. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Hey Seth, real
Yeah,
quick,
what's
how
up?
many shells did you say were with that scatter gun? I apologize.
22.
Marvelous, I thought so. We don't even need to add that to the sheet, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that right on Gear's list. Gear's gear
Herald?
list.
Fair enough.
No, technically my roll was a 19. But Seth cleared it.
That is doubly disappointing.
The one ammunition Gur uses.
Oh no, Mouse.
I'm digging this music here.
Yeah, it's funky.
There's a good roll.
I like our battle music.
I don't see it added to the list though, Gur. That's
He
okay, I can-
popped up on the list and then he vanished.
That is odd.
Weird. I'll add. I'll just
Very
add it.
strange.
Thank you.
Thank. Are you a Mr. Saturn from Earthbound?
Maybe.
Nobody here has played that game.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I played the beginning of it.
Good
I
game.
definitely pelted my friends with Mr. Saturn and Super Smash Bros.
Sure. All right.
closed
So
the initiative
I know. Look, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
another
get
that's
it on the
another
t-shirt.
T-shirt idea.
Sorry, Simon.
So good.
It just says Seth closed the initiative with a sad face.
You closed the yes, I know.
I'm on it. Look, it's been a week. You can't expect me to be on top of this all the time. All right, so as combat begins, Gur, it is your turn.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it an engineering check to know more about these things, or
Yes.
physical science? No, it's engineering.
Engineering would work.
Yeah, I believe they're
Gear's
technological.
Gear's gonna go ahead and do that,
Okay.
because he wants to know more about this. Oh, there's another good
Can I help?
roll. Thank you. Not in combat, I don't think,
When
but
it's
you can
not
make
on
a
Yeah,
my
when
check
it's your
yourself.
turn, you can. Yeah.
Darn.
Okay, so that is a good roll. Let's see. This is recall knowledge. You always. It's like the DC is 15 for something uncommon.
Yeah, it's
plus
15
the
plus
CR.
1.5 times CR
Yeah,
for
one half
uncommon.
CR. So that would make this. Okay. That is high enough to get 2 pieces of information.
Useful information.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so give me. I want to know its attacks,
Okay.
and I guess I want to know if it has any strange resistances.
Okay. It appears, based on its structure, that it has fast healing and ooze immunities, if you will.
Ooze
We just
immunities.
link use
I
use
won't, thanks.
immunity.
Please.
Yes, please do.
I'm on it.
And as far as attacks go, as you observe it, it doesn't appear to be like a standard assembly ooze, not the kind that you're familiar with. This is some different form of one. It looks like it can form these long pseudopods that it can smack with. And you suspect it could probably reach about 10 feet away from itself in order to perform one of these attacks.
Thanks, I hate it.
Oh, fun.
And they're probably really grabby hands also, because for whatever reason, Starfinder monsters for like the last 5 books they've printed have all had grabs associated with them.
They just really
Hey,
want
grab
everyone to
attacks?
learn how the grapple rules have improved since
You're
Pathfinder.
gonna learn how to grapple.
Yeah. Oh, I'll learn you.
If it's the last thing you do.
Fantastic. Okay, knowing all of this, Gear's gonna go ahead and step back.
Hey!
5-foot guarded shifting step, I think, is far enough to get me away from him.
Yes.
Take it back now,
Uh,
y'all.
And
Now shoot
as
one
he-
time.
I was gonna say, and as he does, he raises that brand new snub breaching gun and fires.
All right.
Use a shell so you can use his hand cannon sound effect too.
Sure. Oh, that reminds me. I need to get over to that soundboard.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
How do we know if we're shooting our guns if there's no gun shooting noises?
That's true. You really kind of
No
gotta
noise?
have it. So this is a scatter. I would say probably scatter heavy. There we go. Gur's salamander manufacturer's snub gun that he's currently using goes off and somehow misses the huge ooze.
Honestly, though,
Or maybe it doesn't miss. Maybe it just kind of harmlessly glances past it. Like it brushes the side.
I'm still figuring it out, guys. Give me a second.
I don't judge.
That'll bring us to Kaylin.
All right, I don't like this thing. Not one bit. Let's
Big ooze.
I don't like this ooze. Let's 4-round shooting stars this ooze.
Ooh, okay.
For 9 damage.
9 damage. All right. Ain't nothing I can do about that. It just takes that damage.
It does. It does indeed.
Eat it.
Starfinder doesn't really have like a magic thing. Like there's no like magic sound effect. Let me see if I've got.
Pew pew.
Just like
Let's just go with this.
Press
I
it
need
3
3 of them.
times.
My finger gun.
There we go. There's all 3.
Yeah, like that.
I like
I'll
the
take it.
first one.
And here's the ooze. All right. That'll bring us to Ninden.
Oh, I'll say,
Alright.
Ninden, if you want to attack it multiple times, I can make that happen for you if you delay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So Ninden will delay.
All right, Harald says, okay, now go attack multiple times. And this is a hurry action.
Okay.
And then I throw away my move action as is protocol.
You get
That's
shift
his
back towards the
protocol.
wall.
Are you not gonna like take your gun out with your move action, or?
It's already out.
Are you now? Since you're the cameraman, are you holding the camera in such a way that when you aim your gun, it shows up from the bottom right corner of the footage?
Yeah, so people can FPS it.
Of
Although FPSing as Harald would be deeply unsatisfying.
Oh my god.
It's like watching somebody from Polygon play a first-person shooter. Only
Shots
a few people are
fired.
gonna get that.
Shots fired.
But none of the shots hit.
Yeah.
Ah.
Right, like I said, somebody from Polygon's playing. Anyway,
Alright.
Ninden, you have an extra move action.
Ninden takes it to take a 5-foot shifting guarded non-standard step,
Mhm.
and then he entropic strikes twice. So
Okay.
he's gonna punch and then kick.
Punch kick.
Punch,
Punch.
kick.
As we established, his
Oh,
Ultimate
that's
punch.
Woo!
Lord.
No, don't get excited. They're
Oh?
immune to crits.
Oh yeah.
They are.
But the first damage was better than the second one anyway, so
That's true. Oh, dang, ooze moonities.
that oozmoonities are just the worst. It's also an awful word.
By awful, do you
so
mean
yeah.
great?
It's bludgeoning
Ronking
damage.
ooze immunities.
You leverage a impressive punch against the side of the ooze, and what happens is the rippling that this causes it to endure makes it kind of sink back far enough that your kick just goes straight through air.
I
Unfortunately,
gotta stick to punches.
just keep
Punches
on
work out
punching.
really
Well, no,
well.
it's like a speed bag. You've got to find the rhythm. You can't punch twice too quickly. You have to wait for the bag to come back. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This is just a giant punching bag. And now the punching bag is gonna punch back, I imagine.
Indeed. So, this is going to be interesting.
Oh no.
do
So
you not like?
sorry.
Do you not like it when the DM says that? Is that how that? What's actually going to happen is it's going to start moving. First, it's going to scoot this way.
Oh.
And then you have a couple options here.
Oh, I see.
As it moves, you feel like you could use an attack of opportunity as it's moving through a guarded space of yours, or you kind of get the impression that it's going to try to engulf you, and you might want to not have that happen, but you can't attack and avoid being engulfed. You'll have to choose between those two options.
Oh. If I try to avoid being engulfed, is that just I auto succeed, or I have to make a check of some
You have to
kind?
make a check.
I don't get to know what kind of check it is.
A reflex save.
Okay.
I can give you a bonus to that reflex save.
Oh, can you? Level 6 or raw?
Kill it. Kill it.
Kill
Let
it?
it engulf you, exploded from the inside. I don't.
Yeah, I mean that is much more Ninden, honestly. Is just being headstrong and foolish in combat. He's gonna punch.
Okay.
So as he sees it moving towards him, he just punches it real hard and misses with a natural 2.
Ninden, no!
Yeah, you watch as
oh
this
boy.
Nick
purple
with his bad
ooze just
advice.
kind of envelops Ninden, but it continues to move. So, Mouse, what weapon do you have out currently?
The Red Star plasma rifle.
Okay, so you cannot make an attack of opportunity, but you can try to get that pronk out of the way if you'd like.
Yes, yes.
Make a
Can I use
reflex save,
acrobatics?
please. No,
Okay.
reflex save.
I say, Mouse, get out of the way to give you a +2.
Okay.
Unnecessary.
So it's a 23 total?
Yeah, you are successful. So
Woohoo!
you'll need to
I like
move-
backflip.
Yeah, you will need to move this way in order to get out of its path.
Well, I'm
to
gonna
the
take
west
a
and back into the hallway.
Yeah, I'm
for the
gonna take a-
podcast.
full move.
You can't
I
make a full
can.
move. No, you
Darn.
literally it's not your turn. So it would literally just deposit you right there.
Yeah.
As this is a special reaction for this attack.
Okay.
Essentially. And it continues its warpath towards you, Kaylin.
Oh no, Kaylin!
I'm gonna try and get out of there.
I'm unable to give you advice
Oh,
because I've
no!
only given advice once.
I got an 8.
It's okay.
Oh, this is a bad
Harold,
day.
the +2 wouldn't have done anything.
Oh,
So
oh good.
I can't see the stars.
You hear bubbling from inside the ooze. Whoa, hi, Kaylin.
What happens to both of you? And then you will take 7 acid damage.
Ouch.
Kaylin, you will take 8 acid damage.
Also, ouch.
And something fun will happen on its next turn if y'all don't get out. Mouse, it's your turn.
Huh. Well, Mouse is going to take a move action to get out of there.
Oh, watch its
1,
reach.
2.
It's gonna
Three.
provoke. Maybe do something different
wait.
because it's gonna provoke.
Nah, it's all good.
I've got mobility, boss.
All right.
It's either she stands there and gets attacked because it can just move 5 feet, or she moves farther away and she gets attacked, but then she's far away.
Yeah.
So withdraw wouldn't help because it's only 1 square that you're in.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
She'll make an acrobatics check though.
3, 4, 5.
Okay. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
I mean, if she wants to move that far, she can. It does
Yeah.
half your speed.
The acrobatics check is sort of difficult terrain.
Oh,
that
she
doesn't
rolled a
make it.
12. Oh
Doesn't make it either
no.
way. So let's find out. Hold on, before we get excited about Mouse's new place in life.
Oh,
Let's make a roll.
I liked that place.
That is going to be a 25 to hit KAC.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Does that beat her KAC by 4?
With mobility.
Oh, with mobility. So what is
Okay,
your KAC with mobility?
KC is 18 plus 4. That's
Okay, so it smacks you,
22.
but it doesn't manage to grab you.
Ugh.
Let's
Like that.
see. Yeah, you rolling really low on the damage. So that's going to be 12 bludgeoning damage as she just gets whipped on the side of the head by an extension, a protrusion of the ooze.
Yes. And then we're gonna shoot that sucker.
Do it.
Do it. All right.
This is your plasma gun, right?
Yep. Zap.
that's an 18.
Excuse me. I'll do the zap.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, his zaps are way better.
It's true.
Because they're not made by human mouths.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is
Holy is so much fun.
not effective.
So unfair.
Do I threaten from the inside with coordinated shot?
God, this is
I have a-
tough, right?
I have a
Like-
feeling I know the answer, but
Like, it doesn't seem. I don't think that you would. Like, just
Yeah, that's fair.
just from a rules perspective, I don't think that counts. Like,
yeah.
you're
Darn.
engulfed by it. It's like if that really bad like chicken parm I ate was giving someone a bonus to shoot me. Which, granted, it might. I
think
might
it
be
would.
doubled over, going, ooh.
As-
Yeah.
As someone who
shouldn't
had
eat
food
that.
poisoning yesterday, definitely gives an advantage to anybody
Yeah.
who tried it.
Yeah, no, you're actually you're turning my opinion around now. I think I should.
Yeah, Ninden's super hard to digest.
Yeah, it's like people have
Way
tried
hard.
so many times.
Oh my god.
He's so gamey.
All right, you know what? Yeah, you're
Y'all
threatening it.
Skills and
Fine.
claws.
Now, does that even make a difference?
Mouse barely. Yes, it does make a difference.
Yay!
Now, to do damage. Weirdo.
Yay.
All right.
When the GM just gives up and lets you have it.
10
We
fire
have
damage.
we have that effect on GMs in this party. We really do.
So
Yeah.
it's plasma, it's
Yeah, you're in
actually
good company,
fire
Kate.
and electric. It's half and half.
Yeah.
Half and half. Yeah.
Also good for coffee.
It turns out it does not resist either of those. It'll bring us back to Gur.
Oh boy. Gur will take a step up and hope for a better shot this time.
Gur,
So
I
Or
would weekly
brighter tomorrow.
recommend stepping in the opposite direction of that one.
But I wouldn't hit it.
His gun is only 20-foot range.
Oh.
I also don't hit it anyways.
Oof.
Gosh, Trunk, all this bull fleam.
See, now I want to remind you,
What was
Gur,
that
you
about
were
how it was
saying-
gonna
you were
shine?
saying that you were okay. We were saying before you were rolling low so that you would roll high in combat. I thought that was our
Do
agreement.
not get the memo.
Like you're supposed to roll high now. Like I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, unfortunately, Gur is not able to affect the ooze. However, Gur, you do get some succor and observing as the ooze the ooze starts to reconstitute itself as you predicted it might be able to do so.
Oh, well, that makes me feel better. I was right about something bad.
Kaylin, your turn. You're
All
inside
right.
some ooze.
Can I just? How do I get out of this ooze?
Let me. It doesn't. It didn't.
Why would you
adequately
even want to?
explain that? Yeah, this is your home now. Let me-
No.
Do you want to copy paste the
No.
rules? We can help figure it out.
Well,
Is it just a grapple?
It's engulf. Which
Oh.
I actually had some
Um,
difficulty finding a rule.
Yes, here,
in.
Alien Archive 2, page 150.
Oh, okay.
As a standard action, the creature can move up to its speed, moving into or through the space of any creatures that... I'm not going to read this whole thing. Let me link it.
I found it too.
Page 150.
This
This is the same ability that
Okay, an engulfed creature gains the pinned condition, takes the listed damage, and is in danger of suffocating if it doesn't have environmental protection.
Which you do.
Yeah.
Moves with the engulfing creature. Its movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity against the engulfed creature.
How's it get out?
But
We're pinned mechanically, right? That's what it said. So
Yeah.
I
so
see.
you have
so
to
you get
get
out
out
the
of
same
the
way you get out of
pin.
the pin. Okay.
And
which
then-
is pretty much impossible.
I was going to say, we've established it's pretty much impossible.
Oh hell! But pinned means we can't even take attacks, right? We can't do standard actions. We can only try to escape. I remember this bull fleam from Itzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, pinned is
Right.
bad.
Pinned is really bad,
I
guys.
take it back. I want to run. I just want to leave.
just gonna leave me here to die?
No, of course not.
So
Leave you there to be turned into useful equipment.
Oh, plus side, guys. It can only consume 2 creatures that are 2 sizes smaller than it. So it's at capacity already.
Oh, well, this is good.
Oh, I'm very, very glad to hear this.
Yeah, so all you have to do
You
is...
see a middle finger claw.
Simon, how do I
Brush
get out
up
of being
against-
pinned?
You,
Alright,
No,
so
you're pinned.
make a
man.
grapple
Like,
check.
Can you flip someone off when you're pinned?
Make a grapple check. It's basically a melee attack against its KAC plus 8.
Plus, I think it's plus 13, isn't it?
No,
Or
no,
something?
8. Just 8. Just
Oh, for pinned
Is-
is yeah.
roll a 20.
This is not okay.
Yeah, this is
Um,
real bad. Does it have to? I can't tell from the description whether it has to. So usually for a pin, you have to keep on making the pinner has to keep on making the check every round, but it's not clear whether he has to in engulf.
With engulf, it doesn't seem like it. I think pinned is only being used as a rule reference for how to get out.
Yeah.
As the condition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
4,
bad.
3,
Super
and
bad.
then pinned is minus, and then flat-footed because I'm pinned, so it's -2. I have a +1. It's not gonna happen.
Well, you could roll a 20.
Yep, just fish for 20s.
Oh god. Nope.
Not a 20.
Ooh. All right. Kaylin struggles to try to get out of the ooze and is unsuccessful.
Oh, F my life.
Herald, you see your teammates trapped inside of this amorphous blob.
Oh, that's real bad. Also, as begrudgingly, I'm going to remind Seth that the oozes do deal damage at the beginning of Kalen's turn.
No, it's at the end of. It's at the beginning of the ooze's turn, at least from the description I have here.
Okay. I will say, just hold on in there, Ninden, and I guess also, Kalen, we'll get you out of there with rapid gunfire. And this encourages
Blah, blah, blah,
Ninden.
blah, blah, blah.
How much does it encourage him? I forget, like 17 or
17?
something. Let me click that button and it'll tell us.
I think it's 17.
17, yep.
I think he's right. Yep.
Fancy. All right.
And with my move action, I'm gonna just retreat a little bit.
It's just a little bit of a retreat. So, if I understand correctly, your armor is making it so you're not drowning, at least, right?
Yeah, environmental protections do that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, that'll bring us to Ninden. Sucks that like your magic user and your big damage dealer are currently.
Yeah. Yeah. I realize the gravity of this situation. Heck. Well, Ninden's just gonna roll. No, I can't do an entropic strike. Man, if only I had taken the grapple focus as opposed to the bull rush. Well, I'm gonna roll a d20 and we'll see if I. Okay, we talked about this in the past. Can I? Drew from Cosmic Crit said that there was forum things that said that the vanguards could use, since they are using an operative melee weapon, they can use their dex bonus as opposed to their strength in a grapple. Are you?
Yeah,
cool
I mean
with that?
it's any attack, right?
So you're just making an attack roll, so yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna roll an entropic strike then, and we will take away the damage. I have the pinned condition on my sheet.
Oof.
Oh, and I roll a natural 2. So,
Whoa.
long walk for a short drink of water. My turn is over.
Unfortunately, unable to get out, despite your struggles. Which will bring us to the ooze's turn. At this juncture, go ahead and take 8 more acid damage, Ninden. And Kalen, take 12 acid damage.
Stop giving her the
Why do
entropy
you
point
do
of the
this to
total.
me?
It's not, it's not out of a love for hurting. Then something else happens. Let's see.
Oh, great.
Another one appears.
No. 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 That does not
Wrong.
happen.
No.
So Ninden. Let's see. Do you have what could be considered a technological item on you?
I have a pistol.
What about your armor?
Armor is. It is technology, but technological item is also a classification of item in the book.
That's true, like wondrous item.
Okay. So your pistol, as indicated, takes damage equal to half its remaining hit points.
What? Hey guys, bad news. I'm also the one carrying the null space chamber, right?
I think null space
no.
chambers are magic and not technological.
Yeah,
I think
if
they
we're
might be
sticking,
hybrid.
well,
Oh no!
They are
hybrid doesn't mean technological.
It
if
means
we're
both.
well,
It means both.
it depends on what you mean by technological item. Technological item is if you're using like the strict category.
Effects that modify or otherwise apply to magic or technological items also work when applied to hybrid items.
All right, I'm convinced.
Well, so it happened to the pistol, so this is irrelevant at this point in time.
Okay,
But-
so
It's not good
But
if
is a
he keeps staying in there and it rolls
Yes.
that again, is the idea.
yep.
So for
Oh
Kalen,
no, I gotta.
No, no, no,
figure
no, 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 no,
that
no,
junk
no,
out.
no,
do
no,
you
no.
have a technological item? I happen to roll a D1, a 1 on the D4 again. That sounds
Do
like
you
you
want me
do.
Do you want me to just link my backpack? I've got static arc pistol.
Mhm.
We got a fire extinguisher.
Toolkits.
Craftsmith tools. I got
Medkits.
ion
Currently-
tape. I got a
It
zip
currently
stick.
seems interested in pistols, so we're gonna go for that one. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Seth. Was it just the pistol that took damage then?
Yeah, just a pistol.
Okay. Oh, that's good. At least.
Yeah. The level item, the item of your pistol, the level of the pistol increases by 1.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Lol.
It enhances your pistol. It becomes a higher level static arc pistol.
Oh, so it just becomes like from static, it goes up to Aurora, the level 13 version.
No,
I
no,
assume
no,
the
no,
level-
no.
Item level goes up by 1.
Okay. That
Which does not
that's-
increase its damage,
But
but
it just does random things, I guess.
yeah, like
It
increases
also
its hit
affects
points and
its-
hardness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
So yeah, it just improves
Okay.
it. So it hurt Ninden's pistol and made Kalen's a little better. That's all.
It just moves some
Okay.
pieces from Ninden's pistol into Kalen's.
That's what it did. It's trying to help us. I never use my pistol anyway.
It's just giving you a real
Grr.
big hug right now.
Gur throws his pistol into the ooze.
Try mine.
All right, Mouse, your turn.
All right. Well, Mouse is going to say, all right, Serendipity. Target.
Target acquired. Are you ready to attack with your Red Star plasma rifle?
Do it.
All right, make that sound, or I'll do it with my mouth. I swear to God.
Sorry.
There we go.
Unfortunately, that is a miss.
God darn it.
As previously established, you have to roll higher than a 2 to hit this creature, unfortunately.
We have rolled an alarming amount of 2s in this combat so far.
We have.
It's kind
A
of
lot
scary.
of natural 2s. It's
You guys got to start doing some damage here.
Yeah.
Sure.
uh-huh.
No, it's not for
Is
lack
that-
of trying.
I was gonna say, in that theme, we're gonna go ahead and make a full attack, a 19 and a 24 against KAC.
Oh, okay, cool. KAC.
+1 to
Yes.
each because as we
Yep, so
Because
previously
you're giving it bad
established-
indigestion as we
20 and 25.
Yeah, I mean Ninden is definitely thrashing around in its stomach right now.
It's true. I will give it to you, and fortunately that means that first one is just a hit. So that will give us, let's see, 32 damage total. Am I reading that right?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yep.
so 18 and a 14. Thank you, level 7 gun.
There you go. Yeah, and that will be your turn. Kalen, let's see if you can roll.
Kalen,
20.
I have good news. I looked it up. You can also use acrobatics, although the DC is 2 higher. It's 10 above the KAC.
Oh.
Well, my acrobatics check is 3 higher. So
Nice.
it gives me a little bit better chance, I guess.
So
And
wait,
also
what is
try to
so
shoot it
what's
from the
DC?
inside.
10 plus KAC acrobatics, or 8 plus KAC, or a contested grapple roll, which is usually 8 plus KAC.
Try
Okay.
and try an acrobatics.
All right. And I'm contesting this. Is
No.
that what this is?
No.
Okay.
No
that just-
acrobatics.
that simply just doesn't work.
Simply dreadful.
She tries to do like a graceful cartwheel or something. She tries to flip, dive out, but it's really slow motion and it doesn't quite have the the velocity to escape this prison. That's gonna be her turn, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, that'll bring us back to Herald.
Herald is tempted to encourage Kalen, but really feels like they just need to increase damage. So he's gonna move forward, drawing his, what are his resistances again? We know this.
We saw resistances, but we didn't see weaknesses. Resistance is just
poison.
immunities.
His immunities,
And
got
has-
it.
and
Well,
has,
I'll just
fast healing.
Alright, I'll just use my static arc pistol,
Mhm,
moving up and firing wildly. Missing.
Too wild, Captain.
He fires wildly and shoots widely. Missing, unfortunately. The giant ooze. And everyone at the DCI is going to watch that happen. Ninden, it's your turn.
I've got nothing to
How
hide.
embarrassing. Ninden remembers that he has a really good acrobatics check. Actually, it's like one.
Hey.
It is his best skill check.
There you
So he's gonna do that
Do it.
for a 28,
That's
Okay.
probably still
so
not
you're
high
doing
enough.
that against the creature's AC?
10 plus the
K.
KAC.
which is just too low. I think. I think I missed it by
think you needed a
1 or
30.
2.
No.
I needed a 30.
Yes. You needed a 30.
Son of a.
You see Ninden.
Gronk.
The way this manifests is you see Ninden make a really strong thrash, kind of like utilizing his like crocodilian style body to like kind of tail propulse his way out, and the first like the upper half of his body comes out of the ooze for a moment. He kind of flails his arms like ah, and then the ooze
Captain!
once more.
Oh, jeez.
Which brings us to another round.
Oh, good.
Okay, this time, Ninden, you are going to take 11 acid damage.
You keep teasing me.
I'm good at it. And then that's going to be 9 acid damage for Kaylin.
Can
Rude.
I? Oh, I can't use my reaction. Never mind.
And let's see what happens this time. Keep rolling 1. So what? So you said that the bag is the other technological item that you have? The null space chamber?
I feel like he has a
Maybe.
lot of technological items.
I was gonna
I mean,
say-
here, let's see. I have a culinary synthesizer, which would be devastating,
Oh.
but not quite as devastating. I have my phone, right? I have my comm unit.
Oh, sure.
Um,
So how many do you have total? Like, is it a quick?
1, 2, 3, 4, including
4?
the. Yeah. You want me to number them in chat?
Yeah, so no, here, I'll do it. 1
Okay.
is gun, 2
One-
is culinary synthesizer, 3 is comm unit, 4 is bag.
Okay.
Null space chamber. That's a 2. So we said that was the culinary synthesizer.
No!
No!
Burger Club.
Let's see what happens to it. Oh, it does take half of its hit points in damage.
Okay, let me look up the hardness of a culinary, or the hit points of a culinary synthesizer.
Yeah, it
This
says
is-
nothing about hardness. I'm assuming it just bypasses hardness.
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
instance, So.
Um,
All right,
yeah, I just-
Kaylin, how many technological items do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starfinder backpack technological?
No.
No, that is purely magic.
5. Does my speed suspension count?
No, not enhancements.
No.
2, 3, 4, 5. And the pistol is 6.
Okay, so 6. Let's number them. What is 1 going to be?
Fire extinguisher.
Okay. Hoping that I roll low. Got it.
Well, I mean, they're in order on my sheet.
Okay, got it. What's 2?
2 would be trapsmith tools,
Okay, 3,
ion tape,
4,
zip stick,
5.
my library chip.
Oh.
That isn't installed anywhere.
Yeah, I think that would
Yeah,
be
that would be-
installed, right?
That would be part of your comm unit.
Oh,
Or
well then I
whatever
only have
computer
5. In that case, 5 is my static arc pistol.
Well, and also your comm unit, as we established.
Comm unit's part of your armor though, and we said that doesn't count.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
mean, weapons probably shouldn't count either, but who's counting?
All right. Well, either way, in that case, we'll go ahead and I'll roll a d10 in that case and just kind of go with half. I'll do it that way. It's your pistol again.
Okay.
Does it get even
What
better?
happens? What happens to the pistol now? It activates. So your gun just kind of
What?
goes
Good.
off.
Does it do damage to the ooze?
Yes, go ahead and roll your weapon.
Woohoo! 6 damage to the ooze.
Serves it right.
Actually, no, it's Sonic. Okay, yeah, it does only do 6 damage. Let's see. I have a Sonic. Here we go.
Except for it probably sounds more like a bubble, like.
yeah. That behind like 5 underwater filters. Yeah. So you do damage to it. Good for it.
I guess that's
Ha!
okay.
But
Take
it also
that!
heals.
Also regenerates, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you negated some of its regeneration at least. That was a good thing.
Correct. All right, that will bring us back to Mouse.
Hmm.
You got it all locked on and stuff.
Yeah, I got it all locked on and stuff. Let's see. So is it a free action to do a like engineering check to see if it has any weaknesses that we might have missed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay.
A 23?
That will be enough to get one piece of information. So you already know about its attacks, and you already know about its resistance.
Communities, yeah.
Hmm. What about its weaknesses?
You surmise that it is weak to electricity.
Cool. Well, I've got a weapon that does half electricity damage.
Indeed. So that's going to be a nightmare to calculate, but we'll do it.
Yay!
Oh,
well,
it's not
let's
so
see.
bad.
I might not hit. Let's find out.
In the age-old words of Big Norse Wolf, roll the math.
Woo!
Yeah.
Rolling that 20.
It's immune to
So-
that, unfortunately, but
But-
so let's see. So that's going to be 5 electricity damage, right? And then
Well, she can choose where the extra point goes because it's 11, so it can be 5 electricity or 6 electricity, and then the other would be 5.
okay.
I think we
6
choose 6
extra.
electricity. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it's going to end up being 9 electricity damage and then 5 fire damage, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds right.
Okay. Now does the critical effect end up happening even though it doesn't take the crit damage?
No, it's immune
No.
to crits. It's immune to crits.
Like
Just
anything
immune to the
related
effect.
to it. Okay.
So
Yes.
unfair. I'd
That's
love to set it on fire.
Unfortunate. Fire
Just
licks
how it
over
is.
its surface for a moment. Oh, hold on. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to do the thing. I forgot to do the pew pew. Oh my gosh. There we go.
Yeah.
Fire licks over the surface of it for a moment, but it seems to extinguish itself. But you believe you've done a substantial amount of damage. Which brings us back to. So speaking of substantial damage, Gur.
Well, Gur's gun is empty, so he has to spend a move action to reload it. So he does that if you have a sound effect for it. But then he's going to go ahead and take a single shot.
Wait, hold on, hold on.
Grr.
I've got something
Grr.
kind of.
Electricity damage. Electricity
There we go.
damage, buddy.
And he quickly looks through his inventory and notes that he has
Or
nothing that does
anything
electricity
in-
damage.
Try to find some wires or something.
Wires.
Like,
Like if there were like cables or
I
something.
feel like the level
Hey, yeah.
7 gun is pretty good too.
okay, fine.
Well, no, I like where Mouse's head at. Can I make a look around the room to see if there's any environmental electricity that I can use?
Yeah, why not?
Oh wait, I'm gonna have to make a perception check, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why he agreed.
Well, let's have a look. That's a 12. That's better than average for Gur.
That's true. I mean, this is a pretty easy one. I mean, it is right next to that crane.
What is it?
I mean, it's a crane, so it probably has some sort of electrical components inside. Maybe not enough to deliver a damaging shock, but it could.
I still
We're
feel
gonna-
like the gun is going to be a better choice.
So
Yeah,
I mean, like,
we're
make
gonna-
a choice, yeah.
We're gonna stick with the gun. There's
Okay.
just
And
grasping at
besides,
straws,
you don't
I
want to
guess.
get within grabbing distance.
precisely.
Yeah, it's also bad.
So single shot for 21 to hit, 17.
Oh my
piercing damage.
goodness. Let's see here. We'll do this again. That is definitely a hit for 17 damage.
Yee. It's a 2d10 weapon.
That's a bad pronkin weapon. Let's see here.
Yeah.
It's
you can
absolutely
see-
in Gur style too.
It seems
Grab the
to
look at
be
the art of it.
having trouble remaining substantial at this juncture.
Good. Gur yells something about like, Stop eating my friends!
Caleb, your turn.
Let's try this again.
You gotta get a 30 on your
24.
acrobatics.
Wait, what?
It's 10
Well, it
higher than
wasn't-
KC.
Yeah, so you
Oh.
can crit with the 20, but you can't crit
Oh.
succeed a skill check.
You know
I
what?
think.
You know what? Just because she rolled a 20.
Yeah, rule of cool.
She just manages it, like because if she was doing like trying to escape from a pin, that would have done it.
No, that makes
No.
sense. That makes sense.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you, kind benevolent overlord.
So go ahead and get spit out one square north from this creature in the corner.
Oh, good, right in the corner. You're so kind.
And that's a standard action. And then I run away.
Okay.
How
I am
about
here
those
for
attacks
this.
of opportunity?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
She probably has mobility.
I do
of
have
course she has
mobility.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm no longer
we're good.
pinned, so.
Oh, it
I'm-
rolls a 1 when it tries to hit
Ha!
you. It just kind of
Yes!
sloppily strokes against the wall just over your head as you run past
Crunk, you!
it. Roll.
Slimy!
Good work, Halen. I'm feeling better about this now. I'm gonna. Don't wanna. No, I can't even heal Ninja. All right, I'll take a shot with my electric gun.
Is it gonna be a 20? Is it gonna be a 20?
It's 23.
Oh, close. Pretty good.
Do you want better? It's a 23.
Well, I'm at a natural
Three
20,
better.
but you know, I mean.
Nah, this is an unnatural 23.
So that is. See, 7, so that's
Everything about Herald is unnatural.
That's true. That's not. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. So that's 11 electric damage, I believe.
Probably 10, but if you want to round
10.
up, that's fine.
Well, no, because 3.5. Oh, you round down. That's right.
Mm.
Yep.
Forgot to. In 5th edition, you round up.
You do whatever's worst for the players, generally.
Yeah. That's the thing that I enjoyed about 5th edition is it always rounded up. Like it's consistent. It's not like if it would benefit the player, do the opposite thing. And what do you do with your move action?
Turn around, Bright Eyes.
Every now and then I get a...
Turn around.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you all.
Ninden.
Ninden does the thing again.
I really hope we don't draw aggro by moving into this room.
Dang! It's a 5 on the die for a 19. So Ninden just go on without Ninden. Ninden is fine.
Slosh. There's some sloshing
Ogden will be
sounds.
along eventually.
All right. The ooze begins to substantiate itself a little bit more, but you think that the amount of damage that you're doing is to a point that it can't mitigate it for much longer. It's on the ropes. That does mean, however, it does get one more round of torturing them. 13 acid damage this time.
13?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I've
got it on the ropes, guys!
And what it's actually going to
That's a
do
really
is
good
it's going to
underwater
begin
voice.
moving. to here.
Oh no!
Gur, I'm going to present to you the same 2 options I gave Minden because I know you're
Scoot.
technically
I'm scooting
always-
out. I'm
You're scooting, okay.
out. Don't
I
even- don't
encourage
even
your scooting.
bother. What is
Scoot,
it, reflex?
Yeah, reflex.
Oh, this is perfect. Okay,
Plus
here's my
2.
reflex save.
Oh
Does that
no!
make it? No? Okay, hold on. It's okay because guess what, guys? Guess what? Hold on. Nobody panic yet. Guess what I have?
What's that? Oh, that's awesome.
So
Nice,
he's just gonna
Roll
do
again.
it,
For cover.
and it doesn't even matter because
Drive!
Just so
He
you
like
know,
tries.
Gerd
Gerd starts to
dives
back
for
up.
cover.
I love
for
it.
those listening to the podcast in the future, he has dive for cover. Fall prone in adjacent square to roll reflex save twice against AoE. Provokes AOO.
Oh,
Attacks of opportunity.
so it would give a chance to try and grab you, I guess, technically. It rolls another 1, if you can believe it. So.
Yay!
I can and I will.
All right, rolling that d4 again. Ooh, this time it's something different. It's not a technological item. For once. Oh, see, All right, yeah, this is weapon. This says weapon. Okay, I should have paid more attention to the table. So I think guns in this case would not count as a technological item. But
Yeah, probably not.
all right, that's fine. Whatever.
Oh well,
Okay,
what's done is
Yeah.
done.
No,
what is
it's,
done is done. And what weapons do you have on you currently?
well, aside from my body,
Yeah.
I have a
Which
gun.
might take half of its hit points of damage, depending on how
Th-
it rolls.
No.
I don't think that's cool.
So it's just a pistol?
Uncool.
Yeah, just the pistol.
Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh. It takes another half damage equal to its remaining hit points.
Okay.
Oh, the pistol
Um,
is broke.
Yeah.
Oh, the pistol was already broken. When you take hit point, when an item has half or fewer of its hit points remaining.
Yeah, it's broken at half and destroyed at 0.
Oh, so now it's destroyed.
So now it's just at 9.
Yeah, it
is
takes
it-
another half. It's like Demi, the Final Fantasy spell that does like half hit point damage. You can't kill with it technically, but
Oh, it's
Sure.
half current, not half max.
half current, not
Oh,
half.
okay.
Oh, good. Okay, because that's what I assumed. All right.
We're back to Mouse.
All right.
Mouse, it's actually moved out of her ideal range, so she's gonna
Has
have
it?
to move. Yep.
What is the range on that gun?
The ideal range for that gun is actually only about 40 feet.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
plasma.
precisely it because it's a line weapon, so it does
Yeah.
not extend past the first.
Yeah.
Oh, so she couldn't have shot twice. Okay, I was wondering why she wasn't. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. And she's gonna fire.
Do it.
Do it, do it, do it.
A 23?
Nice hit.
Yes. Okay. So here's what happens. As all of you are retreating to the east, and you see this giant ooze kind of rolling after you, all of a sudden, through the middle of it, this burning red laser beam shoots through the center, and almost as if it's like palm olive being put into like a greasy pan. You can see the ooze separating around the beam, and it just kind of evaporates as it gets burned through by the beam, and it is no longer.
Ninden
Ha!
falls to the ground on his
Hey,
stomach.
yeah.
And it's just. "Grr, that was disgusting. Why do I always get swallowed by these bronking things?
You're,
Because you're delicious.
Get up
you're
in their
right,
faces,
Minden. Yeah, I'm sorry.
How
I'll
you
go first
feeling
next
there?
time.
buddy.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm not even bleeding.
Oh, good.
How's your how's all your equipment?
Oh, Ninden's got like a sparking pistol at his side. I imagine it's not sparking in the good way because it's an electric pistol.
It's a bad spot.
Bad spark. He looks at it, tries to fire it at the wall. It like fires, 10 feet to the right of where he was aiming. I think it was. It might have taken some damage.
And that's all of your technological equipment that you were carrying?
And he like reaches into his backpack.
It
Oh,
looks like
the culinary
wasn't interesting.
synthesizer.
Oh, right, that's right.
No.
Well, it doesn't
and
look broken.
He,
Or it doesn't look destroyed.
It does look
Gert,
he
broken.
pushes it towards Mouse. Mouse, can you fix it?
Please.
I'm gonna need some time, buddy.
Does anyone have make call?
No.
Damn
Alright.
it, Kaylin, when we needed it the most.
I'm not a technomancer. I can't fix.
All right. Considering the time, I do believe this would be a good time to take a break. What do you guys think?
Woo.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Agreed.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
So let's
Snack.
go ahead and find the bathroom in real life. We will be back in about 15 minutes. So everybody at home who is enjoying the show, thank you for being here. But do not go anywhere. everybody had a good time in the bathroom. I did. I had fun. How about you guys?
I ate a whole
TMI.
bunch
Mediocre.
of watermelon. Not in the bathroom.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. Roll a roll a deception check.
Roll for watermelon.
Roll a disguise check.
Disguise. Are you eating watermelon? No, it's cantaloupe.
Oh, well, that's all right to eat in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You can eat that in the bathroom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a. Anybody have a bit loaded? Anybody ready for a bit? Does anyone have a bit? This is gonna be
No.
like a bitless post-break talk.
I mean, I saw The Lion King this past week. That was pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, you thought it was good?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I really enjoyed it actually.
Huh.
Did you see it? Is your opinion different from mine?
I haven't
Or are
liked
you-
what I have seen of it. I have
Oh,
not
okay.
watched the movie. I'm not interested really. I just like I don't know. Just looking at it, the characters just don't seem to have much character compared to the original film. They just kind of look like really impressively detailed 3D models to me.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think to a certain extent it is difficult to give realistic looking animals. I don't know. But
You
no,
mean
I
like
mean,
have them have like a lot of expression and such?
yes.
I would recommend. No, you can do it. I would recommend something that somebody pointed out was Chronicles of Narnia. Actually, Aslan had lots of expression in his face, and he is in fact a lion. So it's
He
very
is
easy
in
to.
fact.
It's very easy to make the correlation.
I thought he was
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, you know, he was also
allegory.
Porcano
that. Allegory,
Um,
allegory.
No, I mean, I think it spoke to a very cherished sort of childhood memory,
Oh, sure.
nostalgia. I'm still a child at heart, etc., etc.
I think
I
we all
did
are.
indeed shed a tear or 5.
Oh
Aw.
my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it was.
All right.
I'm also a very emotional person, so
I have not
it was
watched
not difficult.
any of the Disney remakes. Not a single one.
Part of
Just
me wants
Hamlet
to
with
rebel
cats.
against it.
Even Will Smith's Aladdin?
No, I have not seen Will Smith's Aladdin, which is I think that's what they called it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Will Smith presents Aladdin.
I wish.
I liked Beauty and the Beast was actually a very good remake as well. Short of Emma Watson not actually singing, that killed me. The auto tune was just.
I don't know.
awful,
I'm
but-
personally just into.
It was really good. I liked it a
I'm-
lot.
I'm looking forward to Cats personally.
I am too. And I think if it wasn't Uncanny Valley, it wouldn't be Cats.
We've talked about this. Nick is a little bit defensive about it.
I was not
I'm just
involved in
saying,
the
if it
previous
looked, but
Cats.
if it looked perfect, it wouldn't be Cats. It wouldn't be in the spirit of the original stage show, and it
Okay.
wouldn't be in the spirit of the source material that the show is based on.
I was
End of rant.
I was fishing for a bit, and I stumbled upon something. It sounds like so.
Yeah, you stumbled upon a pit.
What do you say?
Oh, a good
From
joke.
bit to pit. The Seth story.
Wordplay.
Man,
I
what
was
happened to
almost an English major.
What happened to Jason Mraz? Anyway, y'all ready to play more Starfinder?
Acceptable.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys had just defeated an ooze. I'm sorry, I said you guys. Y'allins, everyone's.
You folk.
You folk have
Folks.
just completed making a substantiated ooze shape into a nothing shape due to Mouse's impressive final shot.
Ninden wants to take a 10-minute rest. He has taken sufficient stamina damage.
It's probably a
because
good
of-
plan.
And because of the extended and traumatic nature of that fight, I would like to take the time to remind Gur, probably because it was most interesting to him, that there were items at the bottom of the pit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, girl fished those out.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is now
utilizing the-
conveniently ooze free.
Yeah, ooze-free pit. Typically, the sort of pit you'd like to have without ooze. So when you look at the items as you fish them out, you retrieve the following. They are all at 1/3 hit points. So keep that in mind. and they are of some unknown alien manufacturer, but they function as an equivalent to one, a resonant dirge pistol,
Oh.
a liquidator disintegrator rifle, and an electroviscous cloak.
What?
Electroviscous is
Folks.
a great word, but I don't know what it is.
I feel like it should naturally go to Herald just because he's also viscous.
Without the electro.
Not to be
That
confused with
disintegrator
Well, let's-
rifle.
Let's look it
does-
up and find out what it does.
I
The rifle
posted
does
them
a
in
20
the
of
chat
damage.
as my alternate name, Zyrenscape.
It gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to your AC against grapples and to your acrobatics checks to get out. And
That's
while
ironic.
squeezing, you don't gain the entangled condition.
I don't think it's
Isn't
actually
that ironic?
What's the other thing?
Oh, that's perverse.
It's infuriating, maybe?
Yes, that's the word you're looking for.
Wow. All right. Well, classic. Well, that would have been nice to have. And then, yeah, Gur or heckin' Mouse should definitely take a look at that disintegrator rifle. 'Cause
Oh, I am.
it's
Mouse?
pretty bad.
Sorry, in voice mouse. In mouse voice.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, Mouse very much into the rifle, big rifle fan.
Yeah, I guess the funny thing about Herald and this cloak is that, as one might expect, Astrozoans can already squeeze through tiny spaces. So I guess this would allow me to squeeze through even tinier spaces.
That's true.
Dude, its
I mean-
damage is a D20.
Yes.
So it
you
could
roll
be-
a d20.
It's highly wow, weird.
I'd
Good
actually
for
like to
checks.
put forth that Ninin could also take that cloak since he's often finding
Yeah, do it.
himself grabbed.
Do it.
Yeah, he is the one in the front.
Thanks.
So
Usually
how much
gets-
does it take? How long does it take to repair an item traditionally?
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's
that's
a
a
rule
good
we should have looked
question.
up over break.
We should
Mm.
have.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
fine. We were all breaking food and toilets? Question mark.
Wow.
Oh, I hope no one broke their toilet.
Please
Yikes. Yikes. All right. 30
That's
seconds.
some really
while we're
bad
doing other things.
chicken parm.
Yeah, really bad. Tell you what, while you're looking that up, I
Yeah.
shouldn't talk while you're reading because that, language center of the brain, it can only divide so much attention. I don't want
Very
people
true.
to miss out on stuff.
Yeah, but we're not going to be broadcasting silence here. That seems like a bad idea.
No,
Yeah.
I'll say some filler words.
Watermelon. Rutabaga.
Watermelon, watermelon,
Oh, I
watermelon.
do love
Macadamia.
watermelon.
Gazebo.
Oh, are you? We both went for the same bit. Are you kidding me? What is that? What is that term? Walla Walla, Nick?
Hmm?
It's that filler language. Walla Walla. I want to say.
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Yeah, peas and carrots. Watermelon.
Peas and
watermelon.
carrots.
Rutabaga. Yeah.
I should know the word for it, but
I think it's Walla Walla. I'm pretty
remember.
sure. Yeah, let's do a quick Walla Walla. No, that's not it.
I can't find how to fix things. I imagine
I
with
feel like it's-
engineering.
It should be
Well,
with
it is
mere
engineering.
crafting.
Yeah, it's in engineering. You can identify, build, repair, or disable technological devices. So yeah, repair.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The amount of time is...
Repair an item. There it is.
Yeah, simple is
Okay.
10 minutes, complex is 30 minutes. Equipment is 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
so it
don't
takes
have-
some
Oh.
time.
So that's
Now-
not going to happen
Yeah.
right now.
What happens if you use an item while it's in the broken condition?
I just
Attacks
had that
with
one.
Broken weapons are at a -2.
Okay, so that's it. It just you get a little bit of a minus to it.
Why
What about
can't so?
non-weapons?
Question: why don't we have the time? What's keeping us from taking an hour to fix that rifle for Mouse to use?
Oh no, nothing. You're not pressed by anything as far as you know.
That was ominous.
I don't like that as far
As far as you
response.
Let's see. If the item is a tool or piece of cybertech or biotech that provides a bonus to ability checks, blah 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 blah. If it gives a numerical bonus, it seems to basically have that bonus. If the item is a vehicle, doesn't matter. Armor doesn't matter in this case. The weapon will do a -2 penalty to attack and to damage rolls.
Ah, okay.
And it also can't deal critical effects on a critical hit, but does still do double damage.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to
so-
take the time to start repairing these things, I'll let you just compound it down to like an hour to fix all of the equipment instead of like each individual piece, because that would be
Cool.
really tedious.
Well, I assume that Mouse and I would each be working on a different piece, and if one other person
Yeah.
has engineering, then we could divide it amongst the.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unfortunately, these are not starships, so Kaylin, you cannot.
No, if they were on a starship, maybe, but no.
But just because a gun is on a starship, it becomes a starship component. Is that?
Yes,
is that
yes,
the
then I know how
argument?
to fix it, but not until then.
It's part of
And
how a
only when
starship
no one
runs.
is looking. And only when no one is looking.
Yeah, if you
Guys,
just
turn around.
You're like
you
the
like-
Invisible Man from Mystery Men.
if you tape a pistol to a table in a starship, then she can fix it.
If none of you are looking. It's an important requirement.
Yeah, so if you want to spend that time repairing it, I don't even think it needs a check, does it?
It's 15 plus
Item level.
item left. 1.5 times the items.
That makes sense. Okay. So what we're dealing with here, we have Ninden's broken up pistol, and we have 3 other items. So...
Don't even worry about
My pistol
I
is
never used my pistol.
broken.
No, it's not.
too. Didn't you break?
No, your
No, you
pistol-
upgraded mine.
Yeah, yours went up a level. Yours,
Yeah,
yours
remember it took
became
the-
That's right.
harder to fix, if anything.
Yeah.
It took the niceness off of.
Ninden's gun and gave it to hers,
Yeah.
and then it made it shoot.
And then it made a shoot. You're right.
Yeah, those oozes are usually
I would
used-
like that Resonant Dirge pistol, but it doesn't have to. Unless somebody else wants it more. I guess we could give it to Herald. He's
I don't
more
think
likely
Herald
to shoot
wants
things.
it. I don't
No.
think Herald wants it.
Oh, that's right. He got his shield gun.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
also
would like
use
that pistol
electric
for when I
gun.
run out of spells.
Take it.
It's an upgrade.
It is yours.
Okay. So I
It
guess
doesn't
let's
need
get
to
some
be fixed,
engineering checks. What are the levels of these items? What is the level of that Resonant Dirge pistol?
Level 6.
Okay, so that is going to be a. It's 15 plus or 10 plus?
Yes, that's a 24.
You said
24.
15.
Okay. 24. Somebody roll that engineering check. Ooh, mouse assist? Question mark?
Okay, just a moment. 26.
Oh, yeah. I think she auto assists, actually, so I think we're good there. As long as somebody rolls a 24 and 22 on that one, we're good. All right, and let's just do the cloak. What level is that?
Level 6 as well.
Okay, so another 24 required. You know, honestly, we could probably just take 20 on this, couldn't we?
Yeah, there's no
Well-
listed.
Yeah, there's no.
If each check takes an hour,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, there's a time requirement.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right, but we're all doing this as just 1 hour. So then we'll do the disintegrator rifle.
That succeeded, listeners.
Yes, that was a big succeed.
Yeah. Big mega high succeed.
Big succeed.
Big succeed.
Oh, that's another
Even
big
bigger succeed. That's a 34.
More succeedings. What level is your pistol, Ninden? Oh, and also,
Hold on,
what
hold on,
What
guys.
level's the
Hold on a
culinary synthesizer?
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
All right,
a second.
we're holding on, we're
Pause,
holding on.
pause,
What's up?
Slowing down.
Pause for the cause. Yeah.
What's up?
Mouse. If Mouse makes 2 checks, that means we're spending 2 hours here.
No,
1 hour seemed fine.
No, Seth is hand waving.
I'm saying you can all do it in 1 hour. Just I'm hand waving it.
Okay.
I'm hand waving.
Between Gur and Mouse, they can sort of order us to do the mundane bits so that we can help them speed it up.
Yeah. Everyone
Um,
sits down and fixes their equipment. It's a fun time.
There's
You're bonding.
for the rifle then. There you go.
Okay.
Now that
Okay,
I'm on the
and-
same page. Sorry.
I think we've got it all.
La-
So that was 4 total repair checks.
There you
that
go.
we just got. So all the items are
Sounds good.
fixed. Wait, no, the culinary synthesizer, the final piece.
It is a level 3 item, I believe. Either level
So-
2 or level 3.
That'd make it a 19, right?
Yeah.
You fix it.
There it is.
Yay!
The moment Mouse puts the finishing touches on repairing the culinary synthesizer, a burger rolls out of it.
Oh, yes, you're back!
3.
You
Three
picked
hands
it.
reach for the burger simultaneously.
And being good friends, we split it into thirds. And
Oh, right. Yes. We split it. That was what I was going to say.
All right. Shall we
Totally.
continue?
Yes.
Okay.
Let us leave.
Herald explores C4.
Yeah.
Herald, you enter a sterile chamber with only one feature that draws your interest. 4 large rectangular slabs line the northern wall. On top of them are indentations that resemble a humanoid creature. However, they appear to be very large in size, almost as if they were giant. So, yes, as you can see, those prone figures in the map take up 4 squares total when laying down, so very large. If you would like to examine these further, you could leverage an engineering check, or a medicine check, or both.
To make it easier to tell what creature these are a mold for, Herald will leap up onto one and melt into it, and then lift himself up so that people can like examine what his front
He's
looks like.
he's like Gumby, sort of. Ew.
Gumby.
Okay.
All right, so I
So
made
you
a
said
medicine
engineering?
check and an engineering check.
Yeah.
And my medicine was better than my engineering.
Mouse is 31 for engineering.
Okay, let me see what we got here. I didn't write down the DCs, so I'm gonna have to look at the book. Ugh. Let's see.
I feel dirty.
It's all right. I keep rolling garbage on my engineering checks, so I probably don't know anything through that.
Actually, no. The engineering check passes just fine for both of you. You just made it, Gur. Let's see. You can determine that the function of these devices is restorative or enhancing. You feel like if you lay on this table, it would probably heal you. In fact, Gerald, as you laid down to make that imprint, you felt a warm, gentle aura envelop you.
Ooh.
Oh.
ooh, you don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Does it just give back hit points or stamina or what?
Functionally, let's see here. It would do both. It would seem.
Ooh.
Son of a gun.
Mouse hops up on there,
Right?
and gets back all her stamina. Does our resolve come back?
It doesn't happen immediately. It's going
Oh.
to take some time. You determine it will probably
Okay.
take a little bit of time for it to work its magic. So, if you determine that you would like to take the requisite amount of time, that's a decision for the party to make.
I would like to, personally.
How much time do you think it'll take?
Let's check these doors while she does that.
Let's get another medicine check from Gur while
Oh, okay.
they're examining that. What? Oh, that's mysticism.
Let's
Whoops.
let's get medicine, not mysticism. Medicine of 30.
Now that you have determined the nature of this and kind of its function, you believe that in order for this restorative effect to take hold, it would take about an hour.
Okay, we don't have that kind of time. Never mind.
You know, it's
This
odd
is-
to
this
me
is
that
fascinating, though.
it's odd to me that yes, they can heal organics when, as far as I can tell, there aren't any organics here.
Yeah, that's a very good call, Captain. Unusually
Well-
astute.
Oh, thank you.
Perhaps somebody installed the robots here, and that's why, maybe there were organics here at one point.
Gur would like to take a scan for further analysis down the road.
Sure.
It's still odd that they would be maintained. The robots of this place seem so efficient, and I'd expect them to scrap anything that is
Do
not
they?
currently used.
So
Do
from
they?
this
Seem
room,
ruthlessly efficient, in fact.
recalling how your friend was dismembered. Yes, so from this room, aside from the hallway that you entered from the west, there are 2 doors to the south. One directly to your south and one farther to the eastern side.
Sure, let's try this one.
Ninden steps in front of Herald.
Dang.
I've got a captain.
He mom arms Herald out of the way.
Ninden opens the door.
All right.
Ah, a bubble.
C5.
Nice. We're going in the correct order, guys.
4.
All right. So are you shuffling in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Totally.
Like other rooms in this structure, this one is perfectly cut and plain. I can say that so many times. Towards the center of the glow of what appears to be a projector at first, but it turns out this is actually a model of the city. Above the city is a projection of the bubble that shields it. There appear to be some controls at the base of this projector, and on close examination, it appears the component of these controls is missing. It appears from some examination that this is an updating model, modifying itself through some sort of unseen process that keeps track of various modifications and experiments on Noma. Let's go ahead and have a perception check real quick before.
All right.
Perception, you say?
Yeah,
34.
so weird that Kayla notices it.
Very strange.
So weird.
Mouse
Oh,
does
and-
not.
And Herald.
Ninden is too busy sticking his hand into the projector.
So he's sticking. You actually find
Bear's
that
doing that with him.
you find that the shield rebuffs your attempts to reach in.
Ninden pushes harder.
You feel like you could do it with enough
Don't-
effort.
Don't break the projector.
Give me just a moment here. While you're playing with the shield, Herald and Kaylin, you both notice that the Sun Diver is on the map, sitting on top of the building that it's landed on, and it looks like a perfect replication of the Sun Diver.
Amazing.
So this is a monitoring system. Where is it monitoring from?
And Herald, I'm assuming that you're recording with your camera.
Yeah.
So Herald just kind of on instinct, and Kaylin kind of following along with him. You trace your steps, the ones that you made through Noma. You see the hexagon that you passed through that got slagged. It's flat and featureless compared to all the other ones on the model. And you actually see something that you didn't see when you were making your way here. There is a starship that you don't recognize parked on the very hex that you are currently in.
Oh.
Looks like we've got
Oh dear.
company.
That's odd. Maybe there's a glitch in the system.
Doubt it, boss.
Does this projector have a time dial? Can we see when it landed?
No, there's nothing, at least in any kind of language that you know, that communicates how frequently it updates.
Can we zoom in?
No, it's a model. Like
Intense.
it's a for real physical model.
Live updating physical model.
Yes.
Huh. Well, that's
Well,
pretty
we better-
impressive.
Be on our guard then.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm always on my guard. Wait, Ninden, should we check the other room that we skipped up here?
I was just gonna suggest it.
Oh, I suppose so, yes.
Racing
For
there.
efficiency's sake. No, wait! Captain, I hate this game!
The mom arm again. He's like a toddler. He's like the toddler of captains.
The toddler of captains.
Hey, Herald! Herald, what do you
That's
have
what we're
there?
gonna put on
A
Herald's
knife!
The toddler of captains.
Here we'll go ahead and put Herald on his shoulders and say, "Come on, buddy, let's go."
See, I think that would work. Like, I think Herald would be down for that.
We need art of that.
But I think if you put like a child harness on him, like he would just
would
like
just kind of
he would
ooze
melt
out.
through the harness. Like,
Wood.
Man, I
We're
can
going to
compress
study
into
that.
tiny shapes.
Study that technology.
A
they have for the,
hallway.
Oh.
I've changed my mind. And Herald rushes back to the other door and tries to open it before Ninden gets there.
Damn it, Herald!
Nope. Got there first. Why are we going down, guys?
rare moment, Ninden, in his frustration, doesn't even call him captain.
Gur opens the wrong door, apparently.
Oh, okay. Are we opening both doors?
Yes.
Oh no,
I guess
we're
so.
opening both doors.
Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, it's
Yes,
fine.
let's do
they're
it.
They're both just rooms, so
Well,
there's nothing
one
exciting
would
in
hope.
any of these rooms. This is the most boring adventure.
Gur found the right
Hmm.
room, guys.
Gur did find the right room. I just have this strange. I'm drawn strangely to the south.
Okay.
Just the worst.
He like, gives Ninden like a look as he passes south. Whatever kind of look Herald can manage to give with his weird face.
Herald can give any look he wants.
Any look he
Man.
wants, indeed. Okay. So as you enter this room, it's cylindrical in shape. It reaches up very high. The walls are covered in hemispherical recessions that are mostly filled by crystals. Most are gray and lifeless, though some are glowing. Let's see, skip past that. Anyone who examines the crystals with an engineering or a mysticism check might be able to determine the function of that specific crystal.
Ooh, cool.
And not a physical science check.
Well,
I was like,
let's
oh,
some of these
crystals. I can use physical science here. No.
35. I get a nat 20.
My gosh.
Gur just can't make engineering checks, apparently.
So, yes. Halen, you understand that there is a magical nature involved in the creation of these crystals. And you just kind of paired with what Mouse is able to deduce rather astutely, looking at the way that they're arranged and what they're connected to. It appears that these crystals are data crystals. They contain some amount of information. It's hard to know, or at least the ones that are still alive do. You can sense, Kalen, that the gray ones are now inert at this point. However, there are a total of 7 crystals that do have energy still in them. There are 6 that are only glowing dimly. You don't know how much data is left in them, but you know that the magical lattice work that maintains them is probably unstable at this point, and if you were to throw it hard enough, it might explode.
Gur, these dim ones you could probably turn into grenades.
Gur just starts harvesting them all 6 of them. Very carefully, of course, in a very
Yes.
excited fashion.
However, there is one crystal that is glowing strongly.
Check that one out.
We inspect it.
Who is inspecting it? This is
Mouse
important.
is.
Mouse.
Mouse
All
and
right.
Kalen probably join effort.
Well, only one person can get their hands
The
on
brain trust. Okay.
it. So if it's Mouse, is that what we agree on? Is it Mouse? Is it Mouse?
Yeah, it's Mouse.
Yay! I'm gonna regret this.
Are you sure?
No. Like props.
All right. As you grab the glowing crystal, you find that it fits very well in your palm. As you continue to hold it, you start to notice a slight tugging sensation. It seems to get stronger, pulsing in set intervals. The sensation is almost as if it's pulling at your very essence, almost as if it seeks to pull your mind and your being into it. Before you can think to take your hand away, you suddenly find your vision shifting. It's as if it's moving like a camera on a crane through an impossible number of scenes at the same time. Humanoid shapes move past you, as well as landscapes surrounding you that mesh into each other, combining shapes and forms that are wholly unfamiliar. Technology that seems vastly advanced from anything you've ever understood makes itself known to you, inspiring different ideas, different concepts through their design, though their design does escape you. Through all of this, it starts to fade, almost as if static was interfering with your vision. All of these vague shapes start to give away to a new vision. A colossal being of impossible geometry, nebulous and ever-present. The only parts that can be formed into some sort of parallel approximation in your mind are what appear to be spherical orbs of a flesh-like material, tentacles lapping at the space around them. And
Azathoth?
finally, after having conveyed the information it was meant to convey and the only means it has available, you are returned to the room where you were standing in before, and no time has passed.
Whoa.
However, Mouse, you find yourself feeling more capable. You gain the
Cool.
benefits of a Mark II ability crystal.
Score!
Whoa.
Oh shit!
That's
Nice.
wild.
Yep.
So
The great
Mouse,
old ones have increased your ability.
so that means Mouse, after experiencing the records of long forgotten civilizations and then some sort of strange harbinger of doom, can increase one of her stats by +4.
Yay! Oh god, by +4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a net gain of +2 to an ability
Now-
modifier.
I forget. Do you already have a Mark One? I almost called a Milk One. A Milk One ability enhancer installed in some way.
I thought I did.
Yes, you can't
You
apply
said
it
you
to the
didn't-
same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it was
you
in
can't do it in
Dex,
the
I
same
think,
one,
is what
so
you
it'll
said.
have to be it'll
Yeah,
have to be in a different stat.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, that was in Dex. We were talking about this before.
Intelligence
Oh.
might make sense given.
I mean,
how-
intelligence makes the most sense.
Like mechanically, it does.
But
Yes. Like
But if I did
flavor-wise, it does.
strength, then I'd be able to wield that Gelid gun. Gelid hail cannon
Well,
that we realized I wasn't actually proficient in.
That's
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Think about this though.
you need
because
strength and 2 feet.
plus to strength for just that.
I know.
fine. Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. No, it's got to be the intelligence. It's too big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you find yourself
Big-
much smarter, which
I'm
I think means
so
also you
smart.
can get full ranks in 2 additional skills, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
Yeah,
Goodness.
you've got a lot to think about now, Mouse.
So yeah,
2
to
ranks
to all of
privilege,
you, you don't notice anything. Like you didn't see anything happen. You just kind of saw Mouse, like her expression changed, but now she's just standing there holding this crystal.
You okay, Mouse?
I am so smart now.
You're pretty smart, yeah.
What's she
No.
babbling on about?
I don't think you understand. I am so smart now.
Well, not humble, certainly.
If you had to quantify that in a number between 1 and 30, what would you say your smartness is?
I would say that my smartness is now 22.
Holy cow, that's a lot of smartness.
Yeah,
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Big brain.
So I get to like add 2 more skills in full
Yeah.
ranks.
Full ranks,
It's-
2
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
so-
change your intelligence score on your Roll20 sheet, it should trickle down to your skill thing. You'll see you have more skill ranks available.
Mhm.
Yep, I see it now. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Have fun with that.
We'll think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Actually, it only
Well-
says 54 out of 60, so I only have 6.
Sometimes it's goofy. Sometimes we
Takes a
we'll
while to
work with
update.
it.
Yeah.
We'll work on it later off screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and for my edification, what do those things that explode count at?
Those.
If
I
give
didn't
them
know
a
if you
look
would want
over.
to use them to explode because you could technically bring them back for DCI to study, but let's see, they do function as a
Frag grenade.
Mark II diminisher grenade, which is on 126 of the armory.
I'll look it up myself. But you said the DCI would be interested in studying these.
I mean, you would assume so, ostensibly, but
Would they be
Maybe-
interested in giving money to us for them? Would they need more than
They're-
say one?
They're
to study?
paying us to be here.
Maybe Ninin
this
would
is a
walk
research
over to
I'm not
her
gonna.
and
I'm not
say-
gonna tell you any of that. I'll just let you comport yourself as your character would.
Gur figures they only really need one. No, he'll go ahead and turn him over to the group, but he's gonna hold on to one just in case we need a diminisher grenade, just
Mark
in
II.
case.
Mark II.
All right, I guess Harald will hold on to him, holding each one in front of the camera before stashing it.
All
You
right.
can definitely put them in the Mark 1 null space chamber as well.
Okay, then you can write it down.
Okay.
So, Mouse, do you communicate any of what you saw?
I mean, I try.
Mm-hmm.
There were fleshy balls and time unknown and so many inventions that you wouldn't even be able to understand if I tried to explain what they were for. It was crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much about as good as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
That
This is-
sounds trippy.
So trippy.
There's probably this is a feeling I don't think I'm just kind of trying to see if I understand the character correctly, but when you were encountering this impossibly formed being, there was definitely a sense of dread that accompanied it, but I don't know if that's something that Mouse has ever actually felt before.
I mean, Mouse is used to being afraid of things.
Mhm.
She used to be even more afraid of things before she and
Serendipity.
Serendipity hooked up.
Right.
So like,
Oh, it was like, yeah, those flesh balls did not make me feel good, guys. There's something wrong out there. Deeply wrong.
Well, and Gert walks up to Mouse and he puts an arm on his shoulder and says, "Well, you know what Mom always used to say. Nothing out there is good." And he's just kind of
that's all.
staring off into space.
Nothing out there is good, and that's it. That's all the.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's what she used to say. That was, yeah, pretty much actually like all.
Wow.
It's a
That's
grim upbringing.
yeah. I mean, I realized you had a tragic backstory, but that's even worse than I thought it was.
Well, what can I say? Nothing out there is good.
Mouse, did you get
Let's
the
move on,
impression?
shall we?
Did you get the impression that is the race that like created Noma, that created these machines? Was that them that you saw?
Was it?
You don't believe so.
I don't
you
think so.
Just based on the fact that there are so many of these crystals, this might be a condensed record of other civilizations, of other worlds, possibly even other planes.
I convey this knowledge.
Like other, like connected to the sun? Other bubbles in the sun, or
No, like just other like other versions of the Pact Worlds, maybe other times in the Pact Worlds.
Oh.
Like each one seems to contain information about a different civilization.
Edgar looks at the one he was going to use as a grenade and just kind of gently gives it to Ninden.
That's probably for the best, buddy.
Yeah.
can you tell why most of these like crystal nodes are not functional, or why only the one that you grabbed has the effect that it had?
Can I?
Well, the tag team between Mouse and Kaylin, you were able to determine that there's some sort of technical and magical element to this. Could just be that the magical part ran out of juice for the rest of these, and the other ones it's diminished to a point that they're not useful as information. This one is fully functional, and if you had the proper equipment or were the proper biological and mental makeup, perhaps this thing could have conveyed information to you in a more useful fashion than it did.
Have I like consumed it by using it? Like, is it kind of like done now?
Anybody who attempts to touch it afterward does not have the same effect that it had on you.
Okay.
How much insanity damage did she take?
Unfortunately, that's not a stat that I can track, but she would have taken some probably.
You're the GM, you can track whatever stats you want.
That's true. I could make up my own.
Harald
Anyway, sorry.
ponders. This whole building is very different from the rest of Noma. The rest of Noma is just these experiments that the Anicytes have been running, but this is all very organic. It's like this was the laboratory that their creators worked in, and the rest is just sort of the experimentation area.
Maybe, boss.
Now let's look for C7.
Seems plausible. Let's check this other hallway.
And the meta humor continues.
Found it!
Does Kaylin like point like a dog?
Yes.
She just straightens up and points her finger.
Huh.
And then,
Oh, wait,
uh,
no,
This, though.
a good point means no silent, no barking. That's right. My bad.
True.
As you enter this hallway, you see a pleasant little chevron pattern on the floor, but the walls are similarly honeycombed as they are in most of the rest of the building. To the south, in a small room, you see huge angled slabs of metal lying askew in this room, half buried in rubble. The walls are scorched in familiar patterns here, though there are deeper divots in the walls implying something more. It would appear a massive explosion must have gone off in this confined space. If
Odd.
you would like, you can utilize engineering or mysticism if you would like to check out these remains.
I get an 18.
31.
Oof.
She rolled a nat 1 and got an 18 on an engineering check.
I am
Big
so
brain.
smart on you guys.
Big brain
Good.
mouse. Galaxy brain mouse.
Yeah, Gur got a 22, but he had to roll an 11 for that, so.
Goodness. So yeah, Gur, you can recognize bits and pieces of what used to be some sort of machine, but what kind of machine, you're not certain. Kaylin, because of course Kaylin passed her mysticism check, she can't
Of
fail
course.
those, I don't think. So you feel energy that you recognize as some sort of teleportation energy, but this would be more long distance, higher power than you are aware is possible. Possibly extra planar
Yeah. I was gonna say.
teleportation. You can determine that it appears to have been used somewhat recently, and maybe its improper use or a malfunction are the cause of the damage.
Oh dear, a malfunction in
Yeah. I'll convey
teleportation?
this to my
That's
friend.
not good.
Now I think that Gert is the only person who has medicine. No, Herald does also.
Yeah, Herald did.
Actually, now Mouse does too.
God, are you gonna let Gur have anything that you don't have, Mouse?
Nope. Gur's not gonna have anything to do now.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
And me.
I'm just a pretty face and muscles.
Yeah. Just stand there and look pretty. Mouse got a 32.
Yeah, let's do
Probably
them.
Resumes
29.
voguing.
Medicine. Okay. You're all able to determine that some of the scoring on the wall now that you know that there was an explosion in a teleporter is the remains of whatever poor individual attempt to use it.
Can we tell what kind of individual this
Oh,
was?
that's not good.
Oh, it's like molten slag, like in flesh
Ew.
form. Like there's no way.
They're just a jelly at
Yes.
this point.
All right, let's be real careful about any teleporters that we find.
Probably
Agreed.
atomized
Right.
jelly.
Yeah, I don't need to be sent and broken down and reassembled. I don't.
Mm.
Doesn't sound good to me.
Boss,
But also,
wait for Ninden.
also, because the DM has something else for you, while you're in here and looking around, let's get one perception check from everybody, please.
Por favor.
35.
Oh my gosh.
I'm literally not even gonna. roll.
Gur!
Hey, Gur got a 1. That one.
Holy cowsers!
Oh. Mouse got a 15.
Oh
For
my
all
god.
30.
Gur's too distracted looking at the gross, like, biological remains melted into the wall.
Notably, Herald rolled a
Oh.
nat 20 and still didn't beat Kalen.
No.
Nope.
Incredible.
Kaylin and Herald, you are able to locate, as you're looking around, crystals. probably fragments from the teleportation machine. These are magically charged. Let's see, you find 3 of these, and Kaylin, you believe that they would function as a teleportation puck.
Teleportation puck?
It's something
Oh,
from
look that
Armory
up.
117.
You said there's 3?
3 of them.
Yeah, but used with caution is like splattered all over the walls.
Oh, that's a lot of text.
As
I
a
tell you
standard
what.
action, you can activate it and throw it as a ranged attack. And then teleport to it as a move action. Sick.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, actually.
Gur
Alright.
can throw them. Everybody else can go ahead and just use it to get where
Nah,
they
it's-
need to go. If we have more
I think
places
it's after you. I think it's after you
I
throw
think we
it.
should
You
give
can
them
teleport.
to Ninden since he's melee.
Oh, hey, Thirsty.
Oh, thirsty.
Oh. Hello there.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
yeah.
hi.
Let's ask him. Hey, thirsty. How does that work? How does it
I mean,
work?
it says it right here.
I mean,
Please,
like,
please
We
explain
have
it to
it,
us in
yeah.
great
it's from
detail.
the source. Like, could Gur throw them and then the other people teleport to where Gur throws them, or does it have to be the person who throws it?
It reminds me of that like teleporty gun in that first-person shooter. What is it?
Portal?
No, the.
Oh, are you talking about Unreal Tournament?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then if you teleport it through someone, they take damage. Same
No,
idea.
they don't just take damage; they explode.
Well, that was
No,
interpreted as 1d6
You
damage
can
in
bring up
Starfinder.
to 2 willing or unconscious medium or smaller creatures with you.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, the Ninden definitely wants to hold at least one of those for
Yeah, that's
emergencies.
a rescue item for sure.
Yeah,
And it's-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Give
Okay,
one to
you need to be
Ninden
the one
and one
that's
to Gur,
doing
it.
and
Okay.
That's what
one
I thought.
to. I don't know who wants the
Alright.
third.
And then it's 1 use per puck.
Yep.
Yeah. Ninden and Gur can throw the farthest. So. Yeah.
Well, one of us can just take 2 of them for expediency's sake.
Yeah, I vote Ninden. Since he's in the front.
Ninden will take 2.
Alright, so everyone gets 1 except for Ninden, who gets 2.
No, there were only 3.
There's only 3.
Oh. Okay. I feel
So
like
Gur
everyone
gets
can
1,
use
Ninden
this.
gets 2. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Item management.
It's
Good
everyone's
stuff.
favorite
We
part of
usually don't do
Tables
our
and
Visiting.
Games.
What's behind this door, guys?
Oh, hey, it
Oh,
opens.
It's the end, of course.
Stage.
All right. So this room, did I have a special? I feel like I did. I did do a smart. Good job, past me. So you enter a ransacked room. The design appears to be structured something like a gallery, with what appears to have been at one time outcroppings, frames, and shelves designed for quiet observance. Most notably, to the west there is I have a thing to show you.
A thing?
Handouts.
Oh god, it's a mummy!
There is a
Oh.
mummy
It
in the
says
west,
so.
adorned in robes. This figure is vaguely humanoid, possessing 8 arms. Some of its hands are missing, but those that remain are clutching various objects. In one hand, a silvery model of a flower. In another, a rod formed of the metal commonly used here in Noma. And finally, 2 hands grip what looks to be a copper tablet on its lap.
Mysticism.
I guess culture to identify the creature?
23 mysticism.
Okay. Give me just that's a really low roll for Kaylin. Holy cow.
It is. I only rolled a 5.
Yeah.
29.
Okay,
Or 34 if he works for a corporation.
Give me just a
I
moment.
don't think
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think so. Further
Ah.
examining the room, you
was a
find
good
other
shot,
objects scattered on the floor, including small artistic sculptures of different models of protocytes you've seen here on Noma. There are 3 of them, and each is made of the same metal as the flower that the mummy holds. Further examination reveals that this metal is mithril.
Mithril.
Gur's
Yes!
gonna gather that up. Yes.
Well, that's not as weird as mysterious purple metal, honestly.
That's okay because we can make stuff from mithril, and Gur is super into that.
Hmm.
Well, let's not
We should
melt
probably
things down to their base metals just yet.
So,
We should probably save at least one of those for the society.
so under its hood, I'm going to guess that Herald is trying to examine the mummy to see if he can find any kind of.
Yeah, 8 arms is weird. I'm used to 6 arms.
Yeah,
Uh,
6 and 4 are pretty common, but 8 is weird.
You are not able to determine what this thing could have been. However, if you look under the hood, like literally under the hood, you can see that the face has sockets in a cross shape for eyes that resemble the look of the anisite eyes.
Ooh,
It's
do you
a
want to bring up
similar
a picture
arrangement.
of Soul for comparison?
Sure, that works. That's a good.
Are we finding the Pronking creators of Abalonians or descendants or something?
So, yeah, so you see that there's a
I
socket.
think we are.
Predators.
What appear 4 eyes in the center of the face, kind of like you see in an anisite robot.
Do Anisites also have the crosshair eyes?
Yeah,
The originals?
they all do.
Interesting. Well, I get a close-up of the face with the camera, and the arms.
hmm So, Kaylin, as you're attempting to look at the tablet, you can't quite get a good look at it because the mummy is gripping onto it. You might have to try to remove the tablet first.
Hmm.
I've seen this episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Do not do that.
Sorry, the
return the
hazel
slab.
brown part of my brain is kicking in. I think we have to take it.
I've seen that. That episode
Yes.
gave me nightmares, I want to say.
Me
Courage
too.
the Cowardly Dog was nightmare fuel.
But that particular episode was super scary.
Yeah,
when
no,
you-
that one was
Ugh.
rough.
I never
buddy.
watched it. It was too scary. Maybe.
Return the
Yeah, I
slab.
guess do it carefully. We are an archaeological expedition, after all.
We
Curse
are
is in the job
indeed.
description.
I will very carefully try to remove the tablet.
It does not want to let go.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely seen this episode.
All right, wait. How much space is in the null space chamber?
Oh my god, you're
Oh,
gonna...
more than
just-
enough room for
just a whole
large
bunch.
or medium creature.
All right, let's stretch it wide.
Will the mummy fit through the opening?
It will not fit in
Ninden-
the opening of the null space chamber,
Come
no.
on,
Damn it.
rule of
Ninden steps
cool.
up onto the dais and starts trying anyway.
Okay.
Just
So
Ninden.
wait, are you trying to stuff the mummy in?
No!
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
No.
idea.
Stop.
So it's
Gur
weird.
help,
Wh-
Trent
Why?
help too.
You're gonna break it.
So it's
Oh,
weird.
I'm
And
fine.
You do notice that it is kind of creaking and the skin is cracking as you try to do this.
Ninden,
You-
stop.
and you oddly enough you feel a little resistance from the mummy, but it's not fighting you. Anytime you try to move it, it tries to reset itself back in the position it was already in prior.
Oh,
What?
Ninden, noticing that, will probably back off.
Don't
did
mess
you
with
all see it
mummies, Ninden.
Move.
No.
Don't be silly. Mummies can't move. They're dead.
I mean, they can move, and they will.
So, is it holding on to all of the objects in its hands, like equally hardly? The rod,
No.
the tablet, and
The rod and the flower it releases readily.
What kind of flower is it?
It's not one that you recognize.
And it's a replica, right?
Yes, it is
Of that
made out
flower?
of mithril.
I guess we will store it like super carefully in a glass case. We're an archaeological
Brian,
expedition.
it
We have
belongs
those.
in a museum. As we do so.
The only thing it seems to be interested
whole
in holding on
mummy.
to is the tablet.
Ninden will try the
Belongs
tablet.
in a museum.
Okay.
Gur will
uh,
assist with the tablet.
All right. This is going to be a strength check, just raw strength.
Oh god.
Gur, why don't you take this and I'll see if I can help.
Okay. I'm not okay with this.
So do the hands that have been removed?
Oh well, we got a 17.
You got a 17. Like, Nin didn't roll a 17. Gur, who's doing the primary check, rolled a 15, which means that they both got a 17.
Combined. Our powers combined.
So you guys watch as Ninden and Gur grab onto this tablet and give it a yank, and they pull it, and the mummy lets go of it, but only after lurching forward and continuing to grip it. But it does not pursue them once the tablet is removed. It returns back to its sitting position, and its hands, now open with their palms upturned, rest on its lap.
Gur gives the tablet to Kaylin.
All right, definitely
hated
saw it that
that.
time. Let me look at that tablet. 33 to look at the tablet.
Oh yeah. So let's see here. Spooky mummies.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Also, Ninden, and I think probably also Mouse, can make a physical science check. 'Cause I know that you really wanted to make one.
Gur knows
time.
physical science.
Okay, everybody make a physical science check if you don't have misses.
I
Mouse got a
failed.
34.
Oh no.
It's a 20 with the library chip.
That would actually.
just- I should
No,
just give
that
my
wouldn't make it. that wouldn't
library
make it.
chip to Mouse.
So, anyone who met a 22 or higher recognize that this is not copper. It is, in fact, horocalcum, which is a material that you can locate on Armory 66.
Ooh.
This star metal warps space-time around it.
What?
This relic has a strong but intermittent aura of divination. Realizing the tablet contains writing requires looking at it for a few moments, but it's a repository of vast amounts of information stored within the metal in layers of Aklo script. I don't know if anybody here has Aklo.
I know.
Where does Aklo originate?
It's one of them bad languages that only bad people talk.
It might be.
Oh, really? Okay. It's the language of the devil then.
Nope, different bad people.
Different bads. And even if you do
Octurne
know,
and the Dominion of the Black.
if you do
Thank
know Aklo, you still can't fully decipher the tablet's fragmented phrases. But does anybody know it? Just off
Kaylin,
the-
I don't suppose you have comprehend language?
I do not.
Well, maybe we'll level up and pick a new language.
It's quite possible. Oh, you know what? Mouse did get 2 more points of intelligence.
Does have 2 more
Oh.
languages.
That
Yeah.
doesn't-
Oh.
I don't think that gives you language right away, though.
I mean, it would kind
I
of make
mean,
sense.
It would make
Mechanically-
sense, but I probably
mechanically-
shouldn't
I
have
can-
said what language it was before we decide that. You know?
Well, I guess my
Yeah,
point.
that is true.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, like, I just gave myself culture. Where did she get culture?
Oh, I
Like-
mean that works though,
Yeah.
right? And
She
finds that she
ranks
can
and
speak it
ranks and
from
culture also give you
Yeah.
also give you more languages. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Being smart gives you a ton of languages and
And she got all that information, like, downloaded into her brain. So let's say that I
Fine,
speak
she
it
can
now.
read it.
Yeah.
okay, all right, we'll let you have Aklo. Just for a little bit.
Woohoo!
You can have
even
Aklo.
still, you can't fully read it. You get very brief glimpses of language that makes sense. One of the phrases that you see says, "Deep Ezorad makes way for the first," and each map has 1 key. That's essentially all you can make out. And Kaylin, you understand that translating the tablet will probably take effort and time, a lot of both.
Yeah.
We'll save it
Yeah,
for
this should
DCI.
go back to the DCI for further study. The mummy, too, if we could find a way to get it there.
All right, Mummy. I know you can hear me, or at least are animate. We'd like you to stand up and follow us back to our ship so that we can learn all about your culture. Yay or nay? Nothing?
So as you turn your attention back to the mummy, it does not respond. But you do notice that
Rude.
the hands that were once holding the tablet have risen just a little bit, as if it wants it back.
Let's
Oh,
give the
spooky.
tablet back to the mummy.
Okay.
But we need to study it.
Can we
Can
take a
we took
picture of it?
pictures?
It
Yeah,
belongs in a museum.
take a picture of either side with the camera, and then give it back to the mummy.
I don't know
Let's
if
get it
I
on the
can-
video camera too, Captain.
I don't know if I can make this more clear. The tablet is constantly changing.
Yeah, it's Horicalcum. It
Uh,
live
Oh.
updates.
Missed that. Oh well, then we can't give it back.
This platform thing.
Hmm.
Could we just pick that up?
Like the dais that it's on.
I mean, it looks pretty it's like what, 4 feet by 4 feet of metal. Gurren Ending could carry that with a mummy on it.
Better idea.
Like a palanquin.
Gur gives one of the teleportation pucks to the mummy and makes it throw it.
No, that
Okay.
won't get it far enough.
Okay, fair.
Maybe we
What
can...
you decide to do is up to you.
I think we should take.
We could
I think we-
probably build a little hover, whatchamacallit, like a hover disc thing to get it back to the ship at some point. But we should probably finish exploring this place first.
Yeah, we've got a job to do.
Yeah, and part of that job is bringing back artifacts. I think we need to keep the slab, although, I don't know, maybe it's not very smart. Maybe it'll take a different slab instead. I
I
grabbed
think
some
we should
debris.
try to bring the whole mummy.
Yeah, no,
back.
I want to see how this works. I grabbed some debris from the other room and tried to put that into its hand.
That's like about the same size and shape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it buy it?
It tosses it aside and then
It
you
flips
the
you the
finger.
bird.
It just like it throws it like a frisbee and flips you off, and then it just calmly puts its hands back down. No, when you put the material on the hands, it's almost as if it doesn't feel them. It doesn't react at all.
All right, I think we did it.
Well, it's one mummy. I mean, it doesn't seem to want to move from that spot.
That's an accurate assessment. The only thing it's doing is very weakly reaching.
Oh well, now you're making it sound pathetic.
It is pretty
it
pathetic.
is. It's a dead corpse that has had one job for a very, very long time, which is to safeguard that tablet, and now we are taking it away from it. I hope you're
Not
happy.
take it away.
We'll be back for you, little buddy.
But Mystic
worry.
objects.
All right, Gur leaves.
Yeah, we'll see you
Girl
later.
leaves. Doop, 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 doop.
I guess, is it worth searching the rest of the room, or is this?
There is. I have given to you everything that there is worth seeing in that room.
Okay.
Shall we
Alright.
continue down this hallway then?
Yeah, we're looking for a C9. C9.
What do you suppose were in its other hands?
Well, we took them. Oh.
Well,
I
it had
see.
8 hands.
In the empty hands.
Yeah, in the
whatever
missing hand.
Before us came. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they did. Assumedly, we're after some villains. They probably just didn't bother and chopped off the hands.
Rude.
Caleb,
Yes.
Are you going with
Rude
the
is-
rest of the party?
Give us a sad glance at the mummy, and I go with them.
Oh.
Yes, quite rude.
Desecrating
Gur says
corpses.
as he puts away the snub breaching gun that he was considering using to shoot off the mummy.
Good lord. Gur, he wanted to be an adventurer. He didn't want to be an archaeologist.
Archaeology is tickling his fancy a little bit. I don't know. He's enjoying it. This is like
He's
this has
enjoying
been a
looting.
career fair for him. He's getting all
Right.
sorts of experience
A
in different
career
things
fair.
with this crew.
Right.
Do I want to be an archaeologist? Do I want to be a scientist? Do I want to be a murderer? Who knows?
We open a door.
We open a door.
A door.
You were surprised to find that it is ajar. Ha ha.
What?
I thought it was a door, not a jar.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh.
Sprint ahead and
So-
open this other door.
So
This one, all the way down here. We opened this
Captain,
one.
I hate this game.
Oh my god. All right. You complete the circuit.
That's
we
all I
found
wanted.
C9.
That's all I wanted.
Yes, you found C9. So
So let's
the
check
hallway
that last
leading into
hallway.
this. this room that you just passed into, retains its shape from the previous hall. You notice that there are some features built into. Oh, and then
What?
you just kind of went
Spoilers.
through. You just kind of slid straight into the room.
I thought that was what we were doing.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me
it's supposed to. You're not supposed to be able to pass through it.
Swoop.
Huh. Maybe I didn't set it so that. Oh, I didn't set the room
Weird.
properly, did I? I didn't. I didn't
You
restrict
might not
movement.
have said restrict movement
I did
under
not.
the checkboxes.
But
Ah.
that's okay, because actually, if you come into the room from this side, there is a giant window here. D-
Oh, okay.
uh, I'm losing control of the show already. Again.
I mean, already we've been going for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. That's true.
We've been doing pretty well so far.
That's true. So the window to the north looks into a largely plain room with hexagonal compartments, most containing some sort of orb poking through the center like an eye. You see that there are 10-foot high columns, 4 of them, that are created out of the tiled floor. It looks like there's a bunch of small white squares with black divisions between them. Beneath this window are various consoles. Let's see here. Examination reveals that they control various commands and aspects of the room to the north. You also see that there is a door leading into the room from here, the one that Ninden accidentally slid himself through, as well as Gur.
He tripped.
Standing next to the door. And there are exits to the west and the east.
That's weird. Well, why don't we go in there and push on some of those things?
The controls
God, I
that
thought
I'm
you'd never
talking-
ask.
The controls that I was talking about are actually in the room that you are currently in.
Oh, in C9?
Yes.
Oh, why don't we push them from here without being inside of C10?
Yeah, in case it
Bursts
what
into
was it,
flames or
sunsets the
something.
room.
Oh, yes, yes.
All right. So if we're looking at the controls, you can manipulate this console with either a culture or a computers check.
Oh, me. Computers.
Okay.
21.
Oh, not a great roll, Mouse.
No, she was a little slow.
Here, Harald will try with culture.
You see
Whoops.
what you see, Mouse, when you interact with it. Oh my gosh, you both do the same thing. You see holograms from some sort of creatures that you don't quite recognize, and they take very short actions, like maybe 2 seconds of movement before repeating themselves.
Huh.
Can
you feel like you can do this again if you want to
cool.
try and enact other things.
Yep. All right, that's a
What?
37. Because she rolled a 20.
There's a brief red flash, and you see that the room is flooded with nanite swarms that proceed to sweep through the room, and before going back into some sort of receptacle.
Uh-huh.
Probably would have been bad to be in there during that. Well, can you...
Hindsight is 20/20, isn't it, Captain?
Yeah, well... yeah. Can you manipulate those, eye things that we see in the floor?
Can I? Now that I've had my super high?
Well, no, since you managed to do your role with the engineering with the computers, go ahead and make an engineering check.
Okay. 19.
It wouldn't be too difficult to deduce that the holograms that you saw are being projected by these eye obtrusions throughout the room. Protrusions.
Okay.
Can you control what they are projecting? Or is there any sort of timestamp or location or?
Yeah, what are they doing? Like, what are these actions that they're performing?
It's really hard to say.
And what race is performing them?
You don't. It's creatures. Not even some appear to be vaguely humanoid, but there are others that just look like animals. Some that look like, almost in a way, like they were designed for a specific purpose, almost like one of the robots you've seen here on Noma.
Well,
This is frustrating.
Kaylin Ward pulls out sun chips. Kaylin Ward passes some to Ninden. Ninden grabs some and munches noisily.
Good. I'm glad that's not
That's
actually happening.
You guys are being nerds. The jocks are gonna stand over here and eat sun chips.
And these are obviously garden salsa sun chips.
Okay,
No,
I
these
have
are
an
the
idea.
spicy sun chips that we found in Corona.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Harald
okay.
opens the door and walks into the room.
What? Why?
Captain.
What?
We've got
What
a
are you
job
doing?
to do.
There is actually, as you step in, Harald, you hear from over this away, there's a tapping noise.
Huh.
Come in.
Could
Come
you
in.
ping again? I missed it.
The northwestern corner of the room.
Oh.
Well, that's odd. I'll go open the door.
You actually don't see a door. Let's see. In this room, you are surrounded
It's
on
like a
all
window.
sides by familiarly honeycombed walls that seem to have a thin layer of transparent metal protecting them. Each honeycomb has a small, semicircular protrusion in the middle that gives them the appearance of an eye, as described before. The ceiling is quite high, also possessing a honeycomb pattern with the same projection devices. As described previously, the floor is white tiled squares with black detailing separating them, and the columns that surround you, almost making it look like a very bare bones training room of some sort, like a.
Is it like the danger room?
It looks a little bit like the danger room, but another thing that you notice about this room, Harald, is as you move, and everybody else can observe this, different holographic projections of Harald start to manifest.
Weird.
So
And they don't know what to do. They're
they
just like,
complete they complete various motions ahead of you. So if you move a certain amount of speed, different predictive holograms of your person take various courses of action that you might take after the one you've already completed. So
weird.
someone who
Oh.
turns in place might suddenly tuck and roll to the side or draw their weapon or start running. Someone who's running might project several holograms of themselves jumping, rolling, or simply stopping in place.
This is-
one might.
I'm so sorry. This
No,
is
it's
exactly like that one medal in Mistborn that predicts
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
movements and
You're right.
movements
ATM.
of your adversary. Holy crap! Somebody must have read that, or just it's a coincidence. But
I doubt it. It's the
One might
kid.
surmise that this is some sort of testing ground for captive living species.
Oh dear. Ooh, I don't like that.
Can it predict this? And I turn into an umbrella.
A
as
medium-sized umbrella.
As you
A
transform,
beach
like
umbrella.
the holograms go haywire. Like people watch as weird amorphous shapes kind of form themselves around you. But
You broke the machine, Cap.
Yes, I do that sometimes.
when you go towards the area of the wall where you hear the knocking, you don't see anything that would indicate that there's a door necessarily. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
In the southeast, do I see the other side of the door I came through?
Yeah, it's still there. It's open.
To
In fact.
29 perception.
Okay. Yeah, you do see after examining and maybe like flattening your body against it and kind of letting it take whatever shape it's coerced into, you are able to locate a very slight seam that indicates there might be a door there.
I'll shout back to the rest of my party. Any door controls back there?
Are there? I look.
You can't really specifically get this computer to do what you want it to do.
Dang.
It might take you some time to study.
Working on it.
I'll
think
tap
you
on
could
the
also
wall, on the wall that I heard the tapping from.
Do you do it with any particular kind of rhythm?
Nah.
The same rhythm that the original tapping was in.
It returns the rhythm.
Uh-oh.
I add a couple extra measures at the end of it.
It also adds a couple measures at the end.
We're forming a real special relationship here. Well, why don't we go around to the other side? We already know how to get there. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll return to my party.
Okay.
Oh, I'm no longer an umbrella, in case that was unclear.
Okay. So did nobody else enter the room?
Nope.
Too scary.
You spazzes.
What do you mean?
So actually what happens, Harold, right before you manage to get out of the room, the door does shut.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Shoot.
You goofballs.
Prunk.
So
Oh
Luckily
no!
you have that snub gun.
Yeah.
let me
We're
Let
gonna
me
miss you,
read-
Captain.
let me redo a thing here.
It's been fun.
What do you mean?
So after that happens, you see the door that you presumed to be there in the northwestern corner. Why is it not letting me do the thing? There we go. It's letting me do the thing now. Slides open, revealing the shooted passageway that you saw before. But there's an addition. There's something that was there that was not there previously.
It's a big bad, isn't it?
Y'allins can see, standing in the doorway, or standing, quotation marks,
Oh
a
gosh!
very well decorated salamander soldier, who kind of slithers into the room, and his weapon is raised but not pointed at Herald as he makes his way in, eyeballing you and looking at those of you on the other side of the window, and he says, "You're all very slow and incredibly careless."
Well, same to you. This is all an illusion.
His eyes narrow and he goes, "Shut it, Herald." And he looks at the others and he says,
Oh.
"The tablet. Give me the tablet and he lives."
That could be arranged.
You'll have to close that door so that we can open this one.
What door?
The one you just came through.
It did close behind him.
Oh, so we can open ours again.
Yeah, you could try.
Ninden tries to open the door.
Hold on.
We can't give him the
how are
tablet.
you
We can't open the door.
How are they supposed to give you the tablet?
Yeah.
So as you reach to try to open the door again, what happens is, substantiating around you through the floor, are what is pretty easy to recognize as a group of fire elementals.
I don't like
They
this
just-
at all.
They just kind of, like a flame manifesting out of nowhere, just kind of come up through, and
Well,
my big bad disappeared. There he is. I don't know what happened there. Weird. He didn't go away. He says,
Oh,
That's a shame.
let's go ahead and make sure that this transfer is nice and peaceful, yes?
Sure.
Eyes
Um,
the captain sideways. Keeping an eye on these elementals.
So what's the plan?
Go ahead and place the tablet down, and let's have you all just leave the core. And I'll let you free once I have the tablet. Let's go ahead and make a sense motive check.
Is it a really
He
easy
absolutely
sense
does
motive check?
not intend to leave us alive. That is a 29 sense motive.
Gur makes an 8 sense motive because of his eager dab ability.
Yeah, both Herald and Kalen know that he has no intention of making good on his word.
I'll say,
Yeah.
we can do a slight modification of that plan.
He lifts a scaly brow.
Let me think for a moment.
Hey GM, while this is going on, Gur is analyzing the materials of the door versus the glass, trying to assess hardness and whatnot, for no good reason.
Sure, give me an engineering check.
Really just want Herald to yell, "Get him, Ninden!"
That's a 22 engineering check for you there.
Okay, these doors, because I do have this information, believe it or not.
I do believe it. I was more interested in the glass, but I'll hear both if that is an engineering
The
check.
glass is actually it's a transparent polymer of some variety.
Oh, of course it is.
It's like a hardened metal that you can see through. Transparent steel, I think, is what is what Star Wars calls it. So the door, you would imagine that's good enough. Has a hardness of 20, hit points of 60, and you believe you could break it with a DC 28 strength check.
So we
Oh
can't
my
break it.
lord! It would be
also
nearly
believe that-
impossible. I'd have to get like a.
You could also probably get it to open with a engineering kit. Relatively high DC, but you think you could use computers or engineering to open the door as well.
Well, Mouse's custom rig counts as an engineering kit, so that worked.
It does. The nice
And
one.
I'm sure Gur also has an engineering kit.
Yeah, he's just gonna let Mouse take that one.
Look, we all want things here. You want the tablet, we want to live. Those are not mutually exclusive, but if we just put down the tablet, you're just gonna kill us. So why doesn't the rest of my crew escort the tablet around? Either through this door, or maybe if you're more comfortable, through your door over there.
As you speak, his tertiary eyelids, like the ones that are underneath the primary eyelids, kind of
the
like
nictating membranes.
Yes, they narrow, and he emits a low, slithery hissing sound. He looks out through the window and kind of jerks his head towards the fire elementals, and you all watch as they rear up, ready to attack at the same time that he raises his rifle.
Ruh-roh.
And that
Oh
is where
no!
and that is where we will stop for today.
Oh,
How dare you leave us on a 2-week cliffhanger, you
That's a good.
monster!
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Because I am not going to be here next week. That is a true fact.
It's a true fact. Instead, I will be running some Call of Cthulhu for these nerds, the ones that are here. We're going to take a journey to modern day LA, and see what horrible things can happen on a movie.
You cut out there.
Indeed.
Oh, I did? Said
a little
horrible
bit.
things on a movie set.
Oh, is that the one you settled on?
Yes, we're going to play
Oh.
The Space Between. What was
That
planned as a
sounds-
fantastic new feature film is turning into the chute from hell. The leading lady has vanished, the director has retreated from the world, and the police are sniffing around the set. It's up to the investigators to get the film back on track and share its vision with the world.
goodness.
This one is not set in outer space, though.
It is not outer space, no.
No, it's a
Despite the title.
modern day, right?
Modern
on
day.
Earth. Yeah.
Earth, California.
How many laser guns?
No laser guns.
How many amorphous shape-shifting blobs?
Can't tell you.
Oh.
Probably more than you would expect.
More than you would expect. Exactly.
What I will say, I have an announcement. This is just a me-related announcement. Aside from the fact that I'm going to be gone next week, tonight, on this very night, I will be on a special game stream of Dark Galaxies Gaming.
Ooh.
So I will be. You'll be able to see my face, I believe, if I understand how this is working correctly. I'll go ahead and put the link in the Twitch chat if you want to give them a follow. I believe what we are doing is a Stranger Things themed D&D game. It's
That's
going to be a
exciting.
one shot, so the whole thing is taking place tonight, start and finish. So I believe that
That's-
starts 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it will run to 11, so like a 3-hour game.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Neat. Does
so-
math in head. 8 p.m. Eastern is like 4 my time. Okay.
Yeah. So that's all I have. Anybody else think of anything that we need to bring up at the end of the episode here?
Nope.
Catch new Cosmic Crit
As always.
as always.
As always.
Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Join our Discord. Join the Cosmic Crit Discord. Come talk to us. We love to hear from you. All that jazz.
Like us in real life.
Like us
as
in real
people.
life, because we like to be liked.
Because validation is great.
Oh, it's great.
So important.
Every millennial craves it.
It's true.
Mm.
I think everyone craves it. I don't even think it's just millennials.
Yeah, it's not
No,
a
it's just
millennial
us,
thing.
it's
It's
just
just it
us.
gets blamed
No,
on millennials
we
a lot.
corner the market on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Take that, boomers. You've got houses. We've got the validation. Screw
Yeah.
you.
Or,
Yeah.
or desire for, anyway.
Yeah, the desire for it.
But we have the desire for houses too. Where does that leave us?
Well, no. See, owning a house is somehow validating in a way.
I
You
see.
feel
Yeah.
It is. But at the end of the day, renting was a lot better.
It has
It was a
certain
terrible
advantages.
decision.
All right. I think that's it for us. So thank you as always for joining us. Episode 15. 15.
Mhm.
Not
Next
50.
time- yeah. The next episode, which is we're gonna be live on. Oh goodness, is that gonna be the 11th of August? Gross.
Don't tell me that.
It will indeed be the 11th of August.
Yeah.
Well,
So
be
on
clear,
the
the
11th
ne-
of August, we'll be back to finish this fight with this mean salamander, whose name has not been determined yet.
But he
Is
knows
his name
our
important?
name.
Who knows?
He's Mean Sally.
Mean Sally. Here we go. That's his name. Mean Sally.
Yep.
All right.
Cannon.
Thank you for joining us, everyone, and take care of yourselves.
Yep.